We are in the building, man. Live and direct. Salute to everybody out there. Just another day in the stand, man. Oh, man. Jeez. So much going on, man. I tell you, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it bright and early, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. When you come in, if you could. If you could. If you don't want to, man, don't make me don't hit the like button if you don't want to, man. I'll wait to see if I actually like the video. Okay. But here's the thing. We are in here. We are in the building. Bring you the crime. No one else bring you any this crime. This crime crap that's going on. We've been doing it for years, man. You know, years. People want me to change the lane, change the theme of this channel. You'll get more views if you talk about this. You'll get more views if you talk about that. You'll get more views if you go here, if you start doing this stuff. You'll get more views if you start doing that stuff. Well, that may be true. That may be true. But sometimes you just gotta keep on plugging away. Keep doing what you know. Keep doing what. Dance with the one you brought. Shout out to Steve Grady, man. Memphis, y'all, yeah, we know that. Gauchman Low, Payday Friday. People off on the party line tonight. Yeah, man. It's Friday, man. It ain't Friday, it's Friday. That's how black people say it's Friday. It's Friday.
Just after 3 o'clock in the morning on February 2nd, Rodney Parker was taking his last steps.
And this is what the last moments of his life sounded like.
5 seconds later, dozens more gunshots fired within seconds.
Club 7. Jeez. That just sounds like a dangerous place, man. Club 7.
But we wanted you to hear it because it demonstrates the complete disregard for human life.
Last week on I-65, leaving downtown Louisville.
That is a police car. It is going to use what we call a grappler.
And using that device, LMPD stopped a stolen car. Then officers chased the suspects. Police say one of the men they caught was DeMontre Rocks.
He's subsequently arrested there, thanks to the work of our drones.
Deputy Chief Emily McKinley says 2 firearms were recovered. Days later.
Wow, look at those things. Look at that. You got people very young, impulsive, impressionable people running around with these things. Full of testosterone. Full of peer pressure and trying to fit in, and full of evil, running around with these things. Yikes.
Firearms were recovered. Days later, on Wednesday at 6 a.m., police with SWAT executed 5 search warrants. 5 suspects, including Keasia Tyson, Davion Birds.
Keasia. Keasia, Davion, Demontre, and Chance. Niggas ruined that name. Chance. Chance used to be a good name. Now it's a nigga name.
Song, Chance Guthrie, and Rocks are now charged with murder.
Chance Guthrie. Is he related to Samantha Guthrie? He the Guthrie. That's the one who kidnapped them. That's the Guthrie family member that we've been looking for, man. Where's Mama Guthrie at, man?
The fifth is a juvenile. Police say at least some of them knew the victim.
During our investigation, yes, we have been able to determine that there was a known relationship between these individuals.
And some of those suspects are also known to the justice system.
Chance Guthrie was convicted of manslaughter in the death of 14-year-old Darren Thiel in the St. Dennis neighborhood in 2021. Guthrie was 14 years old at this time.
According to court records, Birdsong and Rocks were charged with violent crimes when they were underage. Rocks pleaded guilty to facilitation to a murder that happened in 2020.
These dangerous people acted together, but they underestimated how quickly law enforcement would come together to take them off the streets.
All 5 suspects are charged with complicity to murder, assault second degree, and wanton endangerment. Guthrie is also charged for possession of a gun by a convicted felon. The 4 adults were arraigned in court Thursday, all entering not guilty pleas. Now, one of those nearly 60 bullets fired did hit a second man at the club. Police say that he should survive. Now, coming up at 6, our Focus reporter, Travis Breeze, is going to break down the backgrounds of the suspects previously convicted of killing victims, investigating how they ended up back on the streets. Reporting, Conrad Delouche, WHAS 11, on your side.
All right, thank you.
It was juveniles. Juvenile system. We just don't know how to deal with crime. In America, we don't know. We've never gotten that right. The juvenile system.
Conroy. And as you just heard Conroy say, one of the weapons found had a Glock switch. During today's update, LMPD reiterated a need for Kentucky lawmakers to ban this. A Glock switch is a small piece of plastic that can turn a handgun into a machine gun. There is a bill making its way through the legislature to ban these converters. LMPD Deputy Chief Emily McKinley says the ATF says Kentucky sees the second most amount of Glock switches in the U.S.
Wow.
And it's so critical that we make these devices illegal at the state level. They are illegal at the federal level. We, as state law enforcement, cannot charge or arrest or seize these devices without some sort of law at the state level making these devices illegal.
McKinley said Texas is the only state in the country with more Glock switches than Kentucky. Indiana did it. Their lawmakers passed a ban back in 2023. House Bill 299 passed the Kentucky House and now heads to the Senate.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. This is not illegal at the state level. Salute to everybody. Everybody getting here, man. Pull up. Pull the F up. Pull the F up, man. Anything you Negroes can do, Hombredos can do better.
5 people are facing charges accused of shooting at police during a high-speed chase. It happened very early this morning, starting in Ellis County and ending in Fort Worth. Police say speeds reached 110 miles an hour. Fox 4's David Santendry has more on the investigation live tonight. David.
Yeah, Stephen, Heather, and this all started because a deputy heard an initial shooting near a neighborhood, and then after that deputy heard that initial shooting, the suspects reportedly fired one gun, at least one gun, multiple times at multiple law enforcement officials during that chase. 5 suspects now in custody after leading Ellis County Sheriff's deputies on a 90-minute high-speed chase across 3 counties. The suspects ultimately crashing out after driving over strip spikes in Fort Worth, where multiple agencies were on scene after joining in the pursuit.
We all come together. Everyone wearing the uniform comes together and does exactly what they can to help each other immediately.
It all began near FM 875 in Ellis County around 3:30 a.m. after a deputy heard gunshots near Brandy Kinnikin's neighborhood.
It's concerning. I don't like the idea of gunshots anywhere near us.
The deputy reportedly saw a suspect vehicle speeding through a stop sign.
The officer began pursuing the suspect vehicle, at which point one or more suspects began firing at that officer.
After the deputy
Yo, that's when you do some shit like that, when you start firing at an officer, like if I'm in the car and I'm not the shooter, right? I'm like, yo, dog, what the fuck is you doing, man? You shooting at the cops, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? You about to get us all fucking 20, 30 years in prison because you don't want to pull the fuck over? Or because you don't want to go do whatever little bit of time you got to do for whatever charge you want to run for? Now you're going to get everybody 20 years?
It all began near FM 875 in Ellis County around 3:30 a.m. after a deputy heard gunshots near Brandy Kinnikin's neighborhood.
It's concerning. I don't like the idea of gunshots anywhere near us.
The deputy reportedly saw a suspect vehicle speeding through a stop sign.
The officer began pursuing the suspect vehicle, at which point one or more suspects began firing at that officer.
After the deputy was shot at, more deputies joined in the chase.
While officers were in pursuit, they were also fired upon. At some point, officers observed items being thrown from the suspect vehicle. A firearm was later recovered in the area. Items were seen being thrown from the vehicle.
TxDOT cameras show a stream of law enforcement vehicles chasing the suspects. Fox 4 News was there moments after the suspect vehicle hit strip spikes. No major injuries to officers or civilians.
This could be a much different press conference right now. I mean, there are so many different worst case scenarios that we could be facing.
4 suspects, ages 18 to 24, face a series of felony charges. A 5th suspect, a 26-year-old man, is in the ICU.
What's up, man? I don't know what just happened, whatever. But let's get back to business.
Police during a high-speed chase. It happened
In the chase.
While officers were in pursuit, they were also fired upon. At some points, officers observed items being thrown from the suspect vehicle. A firearm was later recovered in the area. Items were seen being thrown from the vehicle.
TxDOT cameras show a stream of law enforcement vehicles chasing the suspects. Fox 4 News was there moments after the suspect vehicle hit strip spikes. No major injuries to officers or civilians.
This could be a much different press conference right now. I mean, there are so many different worst case scenarios that we could be facing.
4 suspects, ages 18 to 24,
4 suspects, 4 Aztecs. 4 Aztecs, Miguel Angel Lopez, Damian De Leon Omada, Jose Mios Alvarado, Guadalupe Alvarado.
face a series of felony charges. A 5th suspect, a 26-year-old man, is in the ICU but expected to be released and charged.
They could have hurt not just, by shooting in the air, but the high-speed chase. They could have hurt anybody who was on the road. The officers could have been hurt. And they just need to be responsible for how they're acting.
Questions remain. What led to the initial shooting? And what was going through the minds of the suspects while leading a dangerous chase?
Yeah, just remember, you've got a whole life ahead of you to live, and you have to be responsible and take in consideration how you're acting now, how it's going to affect you later.
It appears that 18-year-old driver is facing a charge of unauthorized use of a vehicle. But at this point in time, we do not know whose vehicle that is, who it belongs to. Also want to point out that was charged is also facing some sort of marijuana charge. The amount of marijuana found in that suspect vehicle appears to be significantly larger than what would be for personal use.
That man that we just told you about is wanted again. It was Tuesday when a grandfather got shot and killed in the parking lot of an apartment complex on the northwest side. KPRC 2 News reporter Bryce Newberry is now live outside of the Harris County Jail tonight with new information about that suspect. Bryce.
Stephanie, this here is where that suspect should be tonight, but overnight he got released on bond on the charge that's held him in jail for much of the week connected to that alleged murder. So now he is wanted. Police confirmed they're looking for him again. And the family, after finding out about this news from us earlier today, tells me that they are sick. Hours after Houston police got called to Grant Road for the fatal shooting of Tarivia Dembry on Tuesday, records show 49-year-old Jonna Robinson got arrested and charged.
Type of homicide investigation.
From the beginning, investigators and prosecutors appeared to indicate they knew who they were looking at.
Your vehicle was listed as a suspect vehicle. Officers eventually get a traffic stop on you, found you in possession of a firearm.
At the time, Robinson was only charged with felon in possession of a weapon. The part-time club promoter, according to records, is accused of killing Dembry.
Wow.
Which he posted the same day. But it wasn't until around 9 p.m. Thursday that Houston police tell KPRC 2 News detectives submitted the information to the district attorney's office for a murder charge. We don't know what happened next, but the jail confirms Robinson got released on bond at 1:55 a.m. Friday, more than 2 hours before records show the official filing of the murder charge. Robinson was already gone.
It's a total cluster.
Andy Kahn with Crime Stoppers of Houston says now the public and law enforcement is at risk.
I really can't factor where it went wrong, but we obviously know something went wrong.
At the scene Tuesday.
Please, give us justice. Please, that's all we ask.
Dembry's family begged for the public's help, which they're now asking for again after learning of Robinson's release in a phone call with KPRC 2 News.
The family basically went from euphoria, recognizing that the person that was charged with the murder of their family member is in custody, to getting sucker punched by the criminal justice system.
And the DA's office telling me in the last 15 minutes or so that Robinson got charged with murder this morning, again, after he posted that bond and got released from jail. Tonight, the family did not.
Well, it seemed like the system is working. I mean, he wasn't charged with murder initially. So they let him go. They should have held him on some other charges. The police can do that. They can just, charge you with, something to hold you through the weekend. This is actually evidence that the system is working properly. He wasn't charged with murder. He went in front of the judge. The judge let him go for $75,000. Now, when he is charged with murder, when they find him this time, his bond should be $1 million. That's why we'll know how we'll know, because different crimes should have different bonds. I really wish they would get rid of cash bond, man. Niggas, cash bond wasn't made for niggas, man. Cash bond wasn't made for niggas, man. It just wasn't, man. A lot of this shit wasn't made with niggas in mind. The niggas don't care.
Want to go on camera telling me that they are hurting and upset. They're worried now that Robinson will flee. Records show that he's currently on federal probation. He also is a convicted felon with a criminal history out of Florida. We have a lot of questions still on the timeline and how this could have happened. We'll keep you posted. We're live downtown. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Bryce, thanks for that. Also, Crime Stoppers wants a solution to this problem. Angie Cahan plans to propose a bill that anybody arrested while under some sort of supervision, be it federal, state, or county, be put on a 48-hour hold. He says that hold would let the supervising agency, in this case, federal probation officers, decide about issuing a warrant or revoking parole or probation.
Exactly. That's a great bill. That's a phenomenal bill.
Block off all roads to the intersection.
Desperate moments after a Memphis police officer was shot in Parkway Village. Now a massive manhunt is underway for the shooter. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chelsea Chandler. Darcy Thomas has the night off. Memphis police say Officer Oscar Torres Molina was shot last night while conducting a traffic stop. Here's what we know right now. The suspect, Darnell Maxwell, is
Michael Jai White. The suspect, Michael Jai White. Salute to everybody out there, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Hit the like button, man. Sponsor the show. Take the $5 challenge. Take the $20 challenge. Sponsor tonight's programming. We are in the neighborhood. We in the building. We coming to a city near you, man. We covering the whole country, man. Once again, another night, man. Another. It's always true, like a vision of love that seems to come true.
now on the TBI's most wanted list. There's a $2,500 reward for information leading to his arrest. MPD says a woman was detained in connection to the shooting, but has since been released. We have live team coverage tonight as Fox 13 investigative reporter Kayla Solomon is digging into the suspect's criminal history. First, Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre breaks down where things stand in the search.
According to Memphis police, a traffic stop in Parkway Village near Aloha Avenue in South Perkins turned violent. MPD says Officer Oscar Torres Molina conducted the traffic stop and was later shot by the driver of the vehicle. Police have released the driver of the vehicle is this man, Darnell Maxwell.
Dangerous situation to be in. My condolences to the...
I just want y'all to notice how many cops is getting shot at or shot. Just want y'all to notice that. Press 1. It's a very dangerous job, man. They always talking about niggas getting shot and white liberals getting shot. Just on a random night, a bunch of cops getting shot.
Family and the police force in general.
2 officers nearby also responded to the scene. One of those officers immediately began giving aid to Torres Molina. The officer went to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation resulted in Memphis police responding to several other scenes looking for Maxwell. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued a blue alert to alert the public of the search.
I did see that blue alert go out last night, and it was a bit jarring, to be honest.
Early Friday morning, TBI added Maxwell to the state's most wanted list. He's facing charges of attempted first-degree murder on a police officer and gun possession. In Memphis, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.
Well, Memphis police say the woman who was detained this morning was released without charges. In a statement, Memphis Mayor Paul Young says, "All of our hearts are with Officer Torres Molina and his family today. What happened to him is an unacceptable act of violence that no officer should ever face while serving our community." He came out of surgery last night. Today, he remains in critical but stable condition. His loved ones are by his side. "We have identified a suspect and we will find that person, arrest them, and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law." Well, let's dig deeper into that suspect's criminal history now with Fox 13 investigative reporter Kayla Solomon. Kayla's live at Regional 1, where Officer Torres Molina is still recovering.
Yeah, and typically in situations like this where someone runs from police or injures an officer, the first thing we do is try to take a look at if there's any active warrants or pending criminal cases. And in this situation, we had to look into multiple jurisdictions to try to find if Donnell Maxwell has any type of criminal history. But what we found was unusual in this case. In Shelby County, Maxwell pled guilty to no driver's license charge in 2017, but otherwise there were no violent offenses. Fox 13 reached out to the Tennessee Department of Corrections today and found Maxwell has never been in state custody.
Wow.
But a nationwide search of Maxwell shows he's also lived in Kentucky as well as Louisiana. Now, Maxwell currently does have a state warrant out of Shelby County for a criminal attempt first-degree murder, as well as the use of a firearm to commit a felony. Earlier today, we reached out to the West Memphis police officer or the police department after trying to see if they had any tips of a search going on within West Memphis. And they told us they went to a residence and they tried to search that residence, but it was empty at the time. Of course, this is still a fluid situation. The search for Maxwell continues, and there's now a $2,500 reward if you have any information. Chelsea?
Obviously, a very unusual situation, and we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you, Kayla.
And with our Raven Copeland in Parkway Village, where the shooting happened. Raven, what do we know about the suspect's criminal history, if any?
Well, Stephanie, I can tell you that we've learned in 2012, Maxwell received a misdemeanor for an open container law violation. And in
I've had that. They call that poker. Open container. I've been arrested for that before. You get right out though. You get to just see. I think you can see the magistrate. Sometimes you can bond out. Somebody can just bail you out if somebody come down there. Or if you have money in your pocket, they can just use that to bail you out. I've been arrested for that open container. That's a wild story. I don't even want to get to that story tonight right now, but yeah, that's like the pettiest crime, other than like urinating in public, like getting caught pissing in the alley, which I've also been caught doing that too. But these are petty charges. This guy turned into a fucking cop shooter. Wow.
2017, he was issued a misdemeanor for driving without a license. But in each of those incidents, there were no reports of violence.
Donnell Maxwell, the suspect at the center of a manhunt in connection with an officer-involved shooting in Memphis, had previous interactions with police prior to this incident. Documents show that in 2012, Maxwell was sitting in the parking lot near his home at the Emerald Square Apartments when an officer noticed he was drinking a bottle of gin while holding a baby. According to the report, Maxwell told the officer he drank the entire bottle.
Hold on, man. Time out, man. What did he do, man? What did he do? What did this guy do, man?
Square Apartments when an officer noticed he was drinking a bottle of gin while holding a baby. According to the report, Maxwell told the officer he drank the entire bottle alone, and the officers gave the baby back to the mother. While Maxwell was detained and the officer at the scene discovered that he also had a suspended license out of Kentucky, Maxwell only received a misdemeanor for an open container law violation. Fast forward to 2017 when Maxwell received another misdemeanor. This time, he was driving without a license, which is an offense he pled guilty to. In each of those incidents, there were no reports of Maxwell having a violent encounter with police. However, investigators say that wasn't the case on Thursday when he allegedly shot Officer Oscar Torres Molina during a traffic stop at Aloha Avenue in South Perkins. A Parkway Village resident who did not want to be interviewed on camera tells WREG she didn't hear the gunshots but heard the police sirens.
All of it needs to stop. It's so much hatred in this world. And we need to put God in our life. Because if we don't put God in our life, it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse.
Memphis police say Maxwell took off after shooting Officer Molina, and he's been on the run ever since. Parkway Village residents say they're tired of the crime in their community.
Parkway Village has gotten terrible. And I've been here probably about 20 years. And each year it got worse and worse in Parkway Village.
I bet Parkway Village was a shit show the day she showed up. I bet you 10 years before she moved to Parkway Village, that shit was a motherfucking war zone. Press one. These black people crazy, man. Parkway Village been terrible since the first brick was laid. Since the surveyor came to fucking survey the land. Before they even built the motherfucker. The niggas that lived there before they built the fucking project was awful.
Now, in 2021, we've learned that Maxwell also had a warrant out of West Memphis for failing to appear in court for driving with a suspended license. As the manhunt continues for Maxwell, again, Officer Molina remains in critical but stable condition.
Yeah, man. We'll get back to that, man.
Pray before I go to bed at night. Pray when I wake up in the morning. I pray when I wake up in the middle of the night having nightmares, Find myself in constant prayer.
That was 30 years ago. Since then, the family of Morgan Fioli has lived with a question they couldn't answer. What happened to their little girl? Today, an answer. Investigators announcing a major breakthrough, piecing together what happened the day she went missing from her Bowling Green home back in 1996. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rory Johnston. Federal charges now filed against this man, 61-year-old Robert Froberg, who authorities say abducted and murdered the 7-year-old. They also revealed Froberg.
That DNA is doing wonders, man. Shout out to DNA, man. They're getting all these old killers, man. Thank God it wasn't another son, man. Most of them we see have been son, man. But they getting all these old killers, man. Dude thought he got away with killing that little girl, man. He thought he got away with that shit. He just been living.
Escaped from prison a number of times in the late 90s. Our Nikki Hauser tonight shares the timeline of this decades-long journey and how new DNA technology finally brought justice.
Today, we announce a significant development in a case that has haunted my hometown of Bowling Green, Kentucky for 30 years.
It's been decades since 7-year-old Morgan Jade Violi lost her life, and decades since her family has had clarity or closure.
Not knowing where she's at, not knowing if she's okay, not being able to see her or hear her.
I'm so scared and I'm never going to find out what happened to her.
Finally, we know. Robert Froberg confessed to taking Morgan in July 1996 outside the apartment complex her family lived in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
It's a relief. It's heartbreaking.
An affidavit released this week breaks down Froberg's timeline and the steps leading up to his confession. In 1988, Froberg was arrested for robbery in Alabama and sentenced to prison for 40 years. In April 1996, he escaped from prison and fled to Pennsylvania. 1 month later, he was caught trying to lure a child into a treehouse and returned to jail, only to escape again. 8 days after his escape on July 24th of 1996, Froberg kidnapped Morgan Violi, who was outside playing with a friend in Bowling Green.
There was so much fear, at that point.
Wow. This is a bad dude, man. You're a bad guy. Shout out to Raw Rodriguez. He says, good morning. Good morning to you, man. Shout out to you, man. This is a bad dude, man. My God.
In 1988, Froberg was arrested for robbery in Alabama and sentenced to prison for 40 years. In April 1996, he escaped from prison and fled to Pennsylvania. 1 month later, he was caught trying to lure a child into a treehouse and returned to jail, only to escape again. 8 days after his escape on July 24th of 1996, Froberg kidnapped Morgan Violi, who was outside playing with a friend in Bowling Green.
There was so much fear, at that point.
He drove off in a stolen van and later returned to Pennsylvania, where he was arrested for escaping prison. That October, Morgan's body was found in the woods in White House, Tennessee.
3 red roses and a wreath that says, "Our prayers are with you." They mark the spot where authorities found what they believe to be the remains of Morgan Violi.
In 1997, an FBI lab confirmed a fiber which was in Morgan's hair was the same as the fiber of the seat cushion in the stolen van. Decades later, the DNA on the hair in the van was searched through a new DNA database and was associated with Froberg.
The progress in DNA forensic testing, the progress that the FBI lab has made allowed us to get to this point today.
In 2026, the FBI questioned him, and he admitted to his prior crimes, including the kidnapping. He says he strangled Morgan to death and left her at a barn in White House.
Today is not about Froberg. Today is about Morgan Violi. Today is about a 7-year-old daughter and a sister that remained in our hearts for nearly 30 years.
The community has waited a long, long time for this, although this moment was ultimately for Morgan's family.
To the Violi family, we wish this tragedy had never occurred and that Morgan was still with us today. While nothing can undo the pain that you have endured, we hope this development brings a measure of closure.
Nikki, we hope it brings some closure as well. And so many longtime viewers followed this case as we've reported on it, like we mentioned, for decades.
Exactly. This is a moment not only that family has been waiting on, but a lot of you have been waiting on, as well as the people who were involved in investigating this case.
Working this case, they've invested so much.
30 years, man. Salute to those cops, man. Salute to those officers, man. Shout out to my man, Young Phenom. He says, you seen them teens? Oh, we getting into that. We gonna get into that next. Matter of fact, thanks for reminding me, bro. I wanted to get to that, but I was trying to wait, but we'll get into that now, man. That is insane story. Salute to everybody. Everybody that hits the like button, support the channel. Everybody that's enjoying us bringing the crime that's really going on in this country. People act like crime stopped. Crime did not stop. It only stopped in the places where Trump sent federal troops and the National Guard. If those federal troops have gone because the woke local politicians in the Supreme Court or whatever court told them that it's unconstitutional, crime has gone back up in those areas. Crime was only down in places where Trump sent federal troops. And the homicide rate overall in the country is down, but that's everywhere. But crime. So that means the homicide rate may go back up because, a whole new generation of, shooters back on the streets, man. Let's get into it, man. Salute to you, man. Hit the like button, man. Support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't.
To a very disturbing safety alert after a 12-year-old girl was raped in a community garden. Police say Her attacker is barely a teenager, and he's not the only one being charged as an adult. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Miami with the horrific details in this case. Christina.
And I do want to start with a graphic content warning. So if you have some young ones at home, just know that these allegations are very disturbing and some of the content here is troubling.
Police say for a 12-year-old girl in Miami's Overtown neighborhood, this community garden on a June evening became the scene of a horrific crime at the hands of.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school aged boys.
You have a brand.
Listen, I remember being this young, and we had girls in the laundry room and shit, and running G's on them and shit like that. But it was consensual. I remember a girl came to my mother. She lived in my building though, but the guys that had her in the basement in the laundry room were a little bit older than me. They were not a little bit. They was a lot older than me. They was probably junior high school age. And me and my buddy Duck, we were probably first grade, second grade. We were young, man, really young. We was down. We had no business down there humping on that girl and shit. You didn't know what the fuck we was doing. But she came up to my door and told my mother what happened. I guess she had remorse because she was all consensual. But I think she had remorse because this was my first time finding out that a woman will when they finish doing something that they regret, sexual, or they have remorse, or maybe the guys, I don't know what the older guys did. I don't know if they treated her bad or something, or bragged about it. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they went and told everybody. I was just a young kid. But all I know is that I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, so women will come back later on and say that they were something bad happened to them when they were like just all into it. It was all fun. They were 1000% with it when it was going on. And then later on, I've seen this several times in life too, as I got older. If a girl feels like if a guy goes and brags about it or something, and even now I'm sure it's even more prevalent because somebody can go on social media. Like now you can brag to the world. You know what I mean? But in our day, now you can take footage. In our day, you didn't have no camera phones or nothing. But a woman could get mad because, you told somebody that what happened. Like, yeah, man, we ran a G on that bitch. Or, something like that. Oh, yeah, I fucked Jody. Yeah, I fucked Jody last night. And then they'll come back and say, oh, no, I was raped. Yeah, that girl got, that little girl, she probably was like 12 or something. She came up to my door, knocked on the door. My mother came to the door. And she told my mother what happened down there in that basement. And my mother gave me a tongue lashing, boy. She was mad as hell. The difference was with that is that there was no violence done to that girl. Nothing violent was done to that girl. This is different with these young boys. But I just wanted to share that story because it's a lot of sexual activity. A lot of these young people in Blacklistan are sexually active. You will be shocked at the conversations in a elementary school. Like, you ain't never had no pussy before? Nigga, you a virgin. I remember back in the 80s, that was one of the worst things you could be called in elementary school. You ain't never had no pussy. You don't get no pussy. You a virgin. Press 1 if you grew up in Blackistan. I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP. I know I'm not the only one, man. Elementary school, especially definitely junior high school. Virgin was a slur. Niggas, a lot of these young black in the kids are having sex, man, early, and it been like that. It ain't nothing new. Sexually active. I just wanted to lay the groundwork for y'all, man, because we about to get into these things with these minors, and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? But these young people, like shit, man, sexually active. These little boys is fucking, and they fucking somebody. And it's other little girls and shit. Okay? Salute to Gouch Malo says, salute Ak and the nation. Pleasant weekend to you all. Chat is on fire tonight. Yeah, man. Salute to you, Gouch Malo. Salute to the chat. I just wanted to tell y'all that, man. I've been through that. I've had other incidents, man, with women where I've seen women be with something and then go back and tell, you know, I mean, go to the police. Not on me, but on other people that I know. I've seen that, man. I've seen that. But as far as the young people in Blackistan, they fucking, dog. They fucking. And if you not fucking, you gay, you a virgin, you don't get no pussy, you ain't even really got, like, niggas is like if you ain't like if you a young dude in Blackistan and you like 13 or whatever, which would be like, let's say 7th grade, niggas in your neighborhood is expecting you to run through the junior high school. Fuck all the bitches, fuck all the little girls in the junior high school. Nigga, when you come back home, niggas in your neighbor, the older niggas is like, yo, you ain't fucking them bitches in the school? How many bitches you fucked in your junior high school? It's like that. It's a lot of pressure to be sexually active in Blackistan for young people. A lot of pressure on the guys, and then the guys put a lot of pressure on the girls, and then the girls put a lot of pressure on the. I remember one time, I was probably like, this is probably the 80s. I might have been 10 or something, right? And my mother, you know, single mother, so she had to, you know, she had something to do that night, right? And she got this other family to watch me. I didn't know these people. This wasn't a familiar family, but she took me over there. I guess that was the people that she could find to watch me while she went and did whatever she did. Maybe she had a date, but my mom, you know, was a writer, so she could have been doing anything, right? So I'm over this house and they had like a bunch of little girls over there, right? Young girls. The family had a bunch of young girls. And they was playing house and shit. They wanted to play house. And they like used me as the husband, but it was like everything was sexual. It was like they wanted to see my stuff. They wanted to, and I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. I was just like, and I had the incident that I just told you about before. So I was like, my mom, the way she, told me, it was like she had me scared to like deal with deal with girls on that level, right? She made me. I felt like it was a bad thing, right? I felt like to do that was a bad thing. But these little girls, they was just like basically like molesting me and shit. Then when my mom came back, it was just like, wow, I was just like ready to leave. I was like, damn. Little girls, man. I couldn't have been no more than 10. These little girls was just like playing house and shit, like real like house, like husband and wife type shit. It was crazy. I just remember growing up in Blackness, there being a lot of pressure to be sexually active. A lot of pressure. And how many niggas was fucking and how many little girls was fucking. I'm talking about fucking. Was insane, man. Salute to Barry B. Barry B is in the building, man. All you guys, man, sponsoring the show via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, or buy me a coffee, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. You can buy a coffee, man. We got that link in the description box. Buy me a coffee. We got the support link on the website. If any of you guys having any trouble viewing the show on YouTube or Rumble, you can just watch it on the website, ocnationnews.com. You can go there and watch it if you ever having trouble logging on to YouTube or Rumble. The show's always airing on ocnationnews.com. Salute to all you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all that, man, because listen, you'll be shocked. And then here's the thing too. Like I also had experience with white kids, right? And younger white kids and their little society too. There's sexual activity, but it's not anything like the sun. It's not anything like the sun. Sons is sexually active at young ages, man. It's insane, man. It's insane how young the pressure. Like you ain't getting no nigga, you a virgin. Like nigga, we in the second grade. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you don't get no bitches. You don't get no pussy. I remember in my neighborhood. This is one last thing I'm gonna say. In my neighborhood, all of the boys used to flash their pubic hair, right? They used to flash their pubic hair. And that was the thing. And me, I had like the little hairs that lay down. I ain't have no bush, right? So I used to be like, oh man, I ain't want to show my little peach fuzz on my pubic. And when I say pubic, you talking about just the hair under your waistline. I'm not talking about showing. They not running around showing you their actual dick, but they used to, be like, yeah, flash their pubic hairs like a sign, like, yeah, I got tail my dick, nigga, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when I finally got hair on my dick, man, I was so happy because I could flash that shit too. They'd be like, yeah. I was so happy when I got hair on my dick, man. But it was like a thing, like, nigga, you ain't got no hair on your dick. Let me see. It was like it's macho, man. Macho. Macho, man, type, like real type shit, man. He said it sounds gay. Now, these little kids, though, it's not really, it wasn't gay because it's little kids that was, bad, like as you would call bad kids, wayward kids, or like you might even not even call them wayward, just regular, actually, because everything's relative. Black standards, just regular kids. It wasn't nothing gay about it though. It was like it was gay if you ain't show your hair. If you ain't show your shit, that was the gay thing. If you didn't show you had it was like young bulls like testing each other. It's kind of like fighting. Like it was always fighting, pencil fighting, thumb wrestling. It was always like, just showing how motherfucking much of a man you was, even though you was boys. Pencil fighting. Niggas, the only reason niggas brought pencils to school was the pencil fight. When I think about the way I grew up, when I think about it, the way, the type of people I grew up around, the way I grew up, I'm like, damn, that shit was. It would be called dysfunctional. But we moved to different neighborhoods and we lived in different areas of the city. So it was pervasive. It was pervasive. It wasn't just like it was just normal. And in some places it was worse. In some places it was crazy, man. Now that was just how growing up was, man. That was how it was, man. That was how it was, man. That was how it was. Those was the days, man. You ever see remember the show The Wonder Years? Those was the Wonder Years, man. Those was the Wonder Years, man. Shout out to Hot Black, man. Hot Black in the building, man. He said cock wrestling. Nah, I wasn't no cock wrestling. And here's the thing. Y'all say that sounded like some gay shit. None of them niggas was gay. None of the little boys that I grew up with, none of them was gay. I did go to school with one kid that we found out was gay. He ended up growing up and being gay, but none of the little boys that I grew up with, none of them turned out to be. None of them. This is how it was, man. Yo, you got hair on your dick, nigga might just check. He's just like G checking you, like, nigga, you got hair on your dick. Nigga, you ain't. Nah, they wouldn't say you got hair on you. They'd be like, nigga, you ain't got no hair on your dick. Everything was always like a dare or a test. Like, nigga, you don't got no hair on your dick. It was always like that. Like, yeah, I do. And then it'd be somebody else there, and they'd be like, you ain't got no. And if you didn't show it, they knew you ain't had no hair on your dick. If you ain't had no hair on your dick, it was a way to tease you. It was a reason to tease you, a way to bully you. Now I get to bully you and tease you because you don't got no hair on your dick. Everything was a way to other you or bully you or to tease you, to make fun of you or put you down. Everything was about that. That was the genesis of a lot of interactions. To put you down, to other you, to bully you, to scapegoat you, shit like that. He said, now you're not showing your dick. You weren't showing your dick, nigga. You was showing your, even though them niggas did do that shit too, because niggas was happy they had hair on their dick. Niggas was happy they was growing up. That shit was crazy, man. And I'm not talking about like in like the recesses of like in a room, you just in another nigga in a room. I'm talking about in school, in the hallway. I'm talking about in class. I'm talking about in the neighborhood, in the courtyard. I hope y'all don't think I'm talking about like you and just another nigga in the room and shit. I'm talking about anywhere a nigga could be like, bitch ass nigga, you ain't got no hair on your dick. Yeah, I'm not talking about some nigga cornering you in some room secluded and shit. I'm not talking about no shit like that. That might be gay. I'm talking about it's 20 of y'all outside and shit. Or 10 niggas standing in front of a building and shit. That type of shit. Yeah. Yeah, the cafeteria and shit. In the cafeteria. Yeah. I'm not talking about no like, hey, Timmy, you want to come over to my house tonight? You want to come over to my house after school and look at each other's pubic hair? Nah. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about like nigga it just was common. Everything I just explained was in the open. Shout out to Boy Kachin. He said that's when you borrow a weave and send it out to zipper. Yo, nigga, true story, Boy Kachina. A nigga would have done that just to fit in. Because remember, if you don't have no hair on your dick, it's a reason for niggas to mock you and laugh at you and make you not fit in. So yeah, if they had like weave or something synthetic hair, a nigga might have done that just to fit in. Hell yeah. You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I remember when wedgies came out, right? Wedgies, right? Niggas would, if you was weak, niggas would pull the back of the fucking band of your briefs over your fucking head. Niggas are wild, yo. You know how like in the movie you see the white kids that give a kid a wedgie and they just pull it up? Man, niggas, they will pull the back of that. If they could get over on you, if they could bully you, they will pull the back of your briefs over your fucking head. Yo, that's how it was. But I can't believe. I hope I'm not. I know I'm not the only one that grew up around like just regular. I can't even call them savages because every school I went to, every neighborhood I lived in, all the kids was the same. You bought a coffee? Shout out to Snake Pilson, man. He said he bought me a coffee. We're gonna get it. We're gonna see the first buy me a coffee, man. It's the first one, I think. Oh, yeah, man. Listen, man. I grew up like that, man. That's how I grew up. Straight up. Straight up, bro. And that's the reason I shared that, because I was like, oh, this is normal. You know what I'm saying? I never looked at it like I didn't think I was going to get this type of pushback on it, talking about gay and all that shit. I wasn't expecting that. I just thought like, motherfucker, like everybody grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? I thought everybody grew up like that. You know? Shout out to my man Snake Plisson, man. It got your email on here, so I don't know if I want to share, but salute to you, man. Salute to Snake, man. Snake. Let me if you don't care, man, maybe you don't care, man. You don't care about your email. Ain't nobody gonna email you. Ain't nobody gonna email you. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Salute to this is the first buy me a coffee, man. My man Snake, man. You the first one to buy me a coffee, man. Appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Listen, man. That's why I'm sharing this stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses for these little boys, but listen, man. Growing up around niggas and niggastan, whew. Did I ever tell y'all about Freaky Friday? I think I shared that story before. Every Friday in elementary school, it would be Freaky Friday, right? So at lunchtime, we would just run around and feel on the girls' butts. I'm talking about literally chase them around. It was like a free-for-all. On Freaky Friday, like on Thursday, you couldn't, you know what I mean? Feeling on girls' butts was something that we enjoyed doing, but on Freaky Friday, at lunchtime, the girls, if you was a girl, you better stay in the you better stay in the cafeteria. Don't come outside. Do not come to the fucking what they call it, the playground, the field. Don't stay in there. Because if you was a girl, you was out, we was chasing you. And the girls was running. They was with it too. They was running and they're running. If they ain't like you, they'll mollywop you if you touch their butt. But you'll still do it because it was Freaky Friday. And all this just going on, like in the regular, right outside where everybody playing at. Freaky Friday, man. Yeah, that's true. I get the whole thing on the PayPal and Cash App and to buy me a coffee, but I do appreciate the super chats because I get to see what you guys are thinking, man. But yeah, you can leave a message on the buy me a coffee too, just like on PayPal and super chat. I can read your message too. But yeah, salute, man. This is what he said. He said, yeah, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into this, man.
Into a very disturbing safety alert after a 12-year-old girl was raped in a community garden. Police say her attacker is barely a teenager, and he's not the only one being charged as an adult. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Miami with the horrific details in this case. Christina.
And I do want to start with a graphic content warning. So if you have some young ones at home, just know that these allegations are very disturbing and some of the content here is troubling.
Police say for a 12-year-old girl in Miami's Overtown neighborhood, this community garden on a June evening became the scene of a horrific crime at the hands of.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school aged boys.
You have a grand jury indictment charging.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones.
This is like rape. This is like rape. This ain't date rape. These niggas is like, this is like rape. This is like, They saw her walking and they just snatched her up. Like they ain't know her or nothing. Like that's crazy. It's like rape. It's crazy, man. They raped her right there in the community garden. Yeah, this is different from the things that we were doing. This is rape. Jeez. Damn. Jeez.
To a very disturbing safety alert after a 12-year-old girl was raped in a community garden. Police say her attacker is barely a teenager, and he's not the only one being charged as an adult. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Miami with the horrific details in this case. Christina.
And I do want to start with a graphic content warning. So if you have some young ones at home, just know that these allegations are very disturbing and some of the content here is troubling.
Police say for a 12-year-old girl in Miami's Overtown neighborhood, this community garden on a June evening became the scene of a horrific crime at the hands of.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Two middle school aged boys.
We have a grand jury indictment charging.
Now facing serious charges to include kidnapping as adults, accused of a violent act of sexual battery. The 12-year-old victim telling police as she was leaving her friend's house, 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forcing her onto a couch in a community garden. Another boy restrained her, she said, and as 12-year-old Josiah Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Nunez, she said, raped her. The co-defendants only stopping about 30 minutes later when they heard her father calling out her name.
And just minutes ago, we learned from the Miami State Attorney's Office that there is a third co-defendant, a 15-year-old by the name of Xavier Tyson, who is also facing the charges in connection that he has to this incident as an adult. And those include felonies of lewd and lascivious, as well as false imprisonment. This is a developing story, and we have much more for you coming up on local10.com. That's our website. Reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.
Just heartbreaking. Okay, thanks a lot. No.
5 people are in custody tonight, charged in a deadly shooting outside a Shively nightclub. Police are calling it a coordinated attack, saying they collected 59 shell casings from the scene. Jamie Mays is live with what she's learned about the suspects. Jamie?
Vicki, we found many of these suspects have criminal histories, some involving violent.
To a very disturbing safety alert after a 12-year-old. Turning now to a disturbing safety alert, a 12-year-old girl allegedly raped by 3 teenagers who are all being charged as adults. Local 10's Magda Luisa is live in Miami with distressing details. Magda.
Janice, this alleged crime happened in June, but it wasn't until this week a grand jury said these minors need to be charged as adults. This is why we are showing you their faces. Now, the details in this alleged crime are very disturbing. We want to warn you. 2 middle school age boys and a 15-year-old boy are facing serious charges as adults in connection to a rape case involving a 12-year-old girl.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Police say the co-defendants, Nelson Nunez, Josiah Jones, and Xavier Tyson, all played a part in the crime that took place in an Overtown community garden in June.
You were indicted by a grand jury and transferred to from juvenile court to adult court. That's why you are here.
Police reports say the victim was leaving her friend's house when 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forced her on a couch inside the Greenhaven community garden, and raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming.
That right there, that's diabolical. Putting rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Like, these dudes is sick. These young boys is sick. Just the crew, like the barbarity of that. Like, not to put your Not to put a shirt. Like, I'm not saying that would have been any better, like to put a shirt over her mouth or something like that. But what I'm saying is, like, to put rocks in her mouth is so insane. It's like y'all have had to have done this before, or you have to be like psychopaths. Like that's psychotic. Like, get some rocks. And this bitch won't stop screaming. Get some rocks, man. Put it in her mouth. Like, what? At 12, 13? Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking A, man. Yo. Psychopaths, man. Like literally psychopaths. That could have killed her. Putting rocks in, like, you can't just put rocks in people's mouth. You have to beat the shit out of somebody to put rocks in their mouth. Ain't nobody just letting you put rocks in their mouth. So you gotta be like, you gotta make somebody submit. This was a violent sexual assault.
Garden and raped her while 12-year-old Josiah
in a garden. So they was plotting. They probably was waiting for her to come out. They probably seen her go in her friend's house and they were outside waiting. So they probably plotted. And these guys are gonna snitch like you talking about snitching. Central Park 5, these kids gonna snitch, just like the Central Park 5 snitched. These kids gonna snitch on themselves. It ain't even snitching. It's being 12 and 13. It ain't even snitching. They gonna tell everything. If these kids get in there and be like, I want my lawyer, oh shit. He's some fucking hardened criminals, man.
Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forced her on a couch inside the Greenhaven Community Garden, and raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. We've learned from the founders of the community garden, Greenhaven.
They stopped when they heard her father calling her name. Fucking A, man. Thank God she got a father, man, that'll come look for her, man. Salute to her father, man.
Project, telling Local 10 the situation has been very saddening. They say the garden is closed off to the public outside of normal operating hours, and on that day, a construction company cut the side gate, which allowed for anyone to enter the garden. The organization said it extended support to the victim, adding, "We will always be here to support in the best way possible, and that our extension of love and resources will always be available to the victim and her family, which we very much cared for."
Shout out to that girl Favel, looking out for her, man. They getting out when they're 18, facts. That's facts. Seeing somebody say that. They definitely getting out when they're 18. They definitely getting out when they're 18. Not a day later. But they may get out earlier. But they not spending no more time. These kids, they 12 and 13. Yeah, they not. They ain't gonna get out when they're 18. But here's the thing. The way they are, though, how predatory they are, in juvenile hall, they probably gonna be predators too. These are the type of kids that go to juvenile hall and rape people too. These kids are gonna be raping people in juvenile hall, probably raping other little boys. This was different than what I was expecting. I was just expecting, like, oh man, one of the boys convinced the girl to come over the house or something, and he had sex with her, and she thought she was only having sex with him, and then he called his friends in, and then they had sex with her, and then she was like, oh my God, I didn't want to do it with them though. Something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I thought it was going to be. This is like, yo, these niggas is like New York City, like rapists, motherfuckers just running around and just grabbing bitches up and shit, and dragging them in the alley and type shit. This shit crazy. Damn, that's crazy, Joe Curry. That sucks, man.
Both the 12 and 13-year-old are at the West Detention Center, both of them being held there without bond. As far as Xavier Taylor, the 15-year-old, we have not seen that he has seen a judge just yet, but when he does, we'll update you on what happens there. And we have also reached out to everyone involved in this case, their representatives, and that includes the victim in this case, and we have not heard back from anyone just yet. We're live in Miami. I'm Magdala Lucen, Local 10 News.
Hey. Let's see what Black Twitter got to say about it, man. Jeez.
Earlier, they were both denied bond. Both are facing charges of sexual battery and false imprisonment. Nunez is also facing an additional kidnapping charge. There was a 15-year-old involved as well. Also.
This one says, lock them up forever. If they are like this at 12 and 13, there's no rehabilitation for them. The African American Juvenile Justice Project. They chimed in. The African American Juvenile Justice Project. Let me if you want to come up, the link is in. I put the link in the did I put the link in there? Oh fuck. The African American, holy shit, Juvenile Justice. The African American Juvenile Justice Project does not condone the rape of a child. No more than we condone charging children 12 and 13 respectively with rape as adults. So they have some people in their corner. At the end of the day, these are all children. They are in need of treatment and rehabilitative services. Oh yeah, they're gonna get that. These motherfuckers gonna get rehabilitative services. They're gonna get all that, man. But they're being charged as adults. This one said, girl, fuck you. These strange 501c3s is why so many think they have the right to be degenerate criminals. And then she came back and said, the African American Justice Project is not a 501c3. We never asked for and will never take any money. That said, racist rhetoric is the disease. So now she done pulled the race card. That was fast. Does she even know if this guy is white? Does she even know if the guy that said that is white? I said what I said. She don't know if that guy's white. Anyway, she accused him of racism. Double standard that white children need treatment and blacks need prison. How does she know that if a white kid did this, that he would just be, they would be like, oh, he just needs treatment? Why they always act like white people got it made in the shade? They don't know. She don't. She says, your system failed just like some parents, educators, etc. Jeez. Damn, this broad, man. Hold fast. I gotta do something right quick. Hold fast. Give me a minute. Don't go nowhere. So she says, let me read it from the top. The African American Juvenile Justice Project is not a 501c3. We never asked for and will never take any money. That said, racist rhetoric is the disease. Double standard that white children need treatment and blacks need prison. Your system failed just like some parents, educators, etc. These are 12-year-old boys. Supreme Court U.S. gave clear instruction in Roper Simmons case. Do what the rest of the world is doing. Treat children as children. So she's acting like we gotta catch up with the rest of the world. America, like, yeah, Saudi Arabia and fucking Nigeria and goddamn fucking Tibet is doing better with anything than the United States is. That's one thing I hate about black women. They act like America is like the worst country in the world. Do what the rest of the world is doing. Treat children as children. That does not mean they are not held accountable. Rather, it means we deal with them as children, not adults. All right. Whatever, man. So the guy comes back and says, 12-year-olds who kidnapped and raped a 12-year-old girl, stop coddling black males because white males are degenerate also. Yeah, that's crazy. That is nasty work. Like white guys do it too. And she'll find one case where a white kid did something bad, he got off on it. One case, like out of a million, right? And she'll probably throw that case out there next. That's probably what she's gonna do. She's gonna find one case, even though you can find 1,000 cases where black kids that got off scot-free for heinous crimes. She's gonna pull one case of a white kid and use that. Again, you create monsters by ignoring crime. They are rapists at 12. That's an adult crime. Lock them up in an adult prison and let the chips fall where they may. Little Sparky. If 12-year-olds are old enough to go on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, they're old enough to go to an adult prison for their crimes. There's no fixing these types of animals. No one wants to wait and see who they're going to rape or murder next. Oh, man. Salute, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. Take the $5 challenge. Support the channel, man. Going in. Come, link in the description box if you want to come up, man. We in the building, man. Link is in the description box. I put the link in here. Wow. Said these are 12-year-old boys who raped a 12-year-old girl after putting rocks in her mouth to keep her quiet. They're animals and should be pinned off and kept out of civil society. A lot of racism in her chat, man, in her replies. This one says, you could not be more wrong. When courts let those white 12-year-olds out who kill 5 years later after treatment, the only happy ones are his family. The rest of us are scared shitless. We don't want them in our neighborhood. These kids have no value for human life, no morals. Find me the passionate defense of little white rapists. Wow. It says you are condoning the rape of probably a black child if you are against punishing them. Rehabilitation is a joke. Would you be happy if they went to school with your daughter after some talk therapy? There's no rehabilitation here. No rehabilitating this. Hang these retarded monkeys from the nearest tree and be done with it. Their future victims will thank you. Fuck you, you savage low IQ piece of shit. You don't deserve the Western world. Your brain is quite literally not wired to exist within civilization. You are incapable. Then they roasting that sister. They roasting this sister, man. See where she at? Where this sister at, man? Here. Sister girl, what's her name? Shit, she got roasted. Sanaya Dennis. Damn, baby. They let you have it, man. She could have kept that to herself. I guess she's trying to promote her foundation. But she could have kept that to herself. It's too soon, man. We don't need to. Why would you come to count and then advocating for the little boys? Man. Oh. Yikes. Yeah, that shit's scary, man. I ain't gonna lie. Let's move on, man.
Jackson County prosecutor is charging a man with murder in a local young woman's death, and authorities need your help to track him down. Thank you for joining us for Live at 5. I'm Lauren Magarino.
And I'm Zach Summers. 18-year-old Elijah Murray was a nursing student at Missouri State University.
Prosecutors say Eric Phillips II is wanted on murder charges in her death. He's accused of shooting Murray to death in the back of his car and abandoning her body in South Kansas City in November.
KCTV5's Grace Smith just spoke with Murray's mom. She joins us live from Independence. Grace.
See, this is the thing about black women, right? Black women don't fundamentally understand that a society completely run by blacks would be incapable of holding people accountable for crimes like this. Press 1. The society would be, they wouldn't be able to pick up your trash on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. You wouldn't have running water. You wouldn't have reliable electricity, let alone like somebody that, like, what happened to this girl? Somebody guaranteed to at least investigate it. Like, think about it. Every case, every black woman that something bad happens to, either gets murdered or raped, it is investigated. Now, the outcome of the investigation may vary. The sentencing, whether the person's charged, whether there's enough evidence, Every single time a black woman in this country is raped or killed, there's an investigation. And if a white person calls them the N-word, there's an investigation. And they seem to think that there are other countries in the world where that would happen. You think in Haiti, every black girl that gets raped is an investigation for every rape in Haiti? And there's an investigation for every woman that gets murdered in Haiti? Like, black women are fucking retarded, man.
Kansas City in November.
KCTV5's Grace Smith just spoke with Murray's mom. She joins us live from Independence. Grace, mom, a wide range of emotions, understandably so.
She is, Zach. She is angry, hurt. She tells me she's confused, and really she just wants justice for her daughter. Now, authorities unsealing this case today because they need your help finding this man. Now, I spoke to the mother just moments ago. Listen here.
She was just taken from me unfair. I'm not going to get emotional on camera because I'm past that. Again, Eric, turn yourself in.
Now, that's Leslie Collins. She tells me Alasia came home from college for Thanksgiving. She says she was cooking dinner when she went out with a friend and she never saw her again. Now, Collins says she is thankful charges are filed, but says nothing will ever be the same. She has this message for Phillips.
She loved school. She loved doing things in the public. She loved her siblings. She loved her mom. She loved herself. She gonna stay right here with me. And the people that love her, her family members, she's never going to be forgotten. But if you think we're going to forget to get you, Eric, we're not. You're going to get caught.
No, a group of fucking men, black, white, Hispanic, are going to scour the fucking country for him, and even the earth if they have to, and either peacefully or violently apprehend him and then drag him into a prison and then into a courtroom. Y'all ain't gonna do shit. Press one. Y'all not gonna do a motherfucking thing. It's gonna be a bunch of cops that y'all allegedly hate, the KKK cops or whatever, racist police, that's gonna go find this nigga in wherever hole he's hiding at and bring him in front of a judge. Y'all ain't gonna do a fucking thing.
She gonna stay right here with me. And the people that love her, her family members, she's never gonna be forgotten. But if you think we're gonna forget to get you, Eric, we're not.
Press one.
You're gonna get caught.
Now, prosecutors charged Phillips on December 3rd under seal, and I'm told that is a common step when a suspect is not in custody. Again, they're removing that seal today because they need your help locating him. If you have any information at all, please call the number on your screen there. Reporting live in Independence tonight, Grace Smith, KCTV 5 News.
Just a senseless killing. Grace, thank you.
Jackie, one of those neighbors actually heard the gunshot, but we spoke to a few of them, and they said that they have heard arguments coming from that apartment in the past. Unfortunately, today, one of those arguments turned deadly.
A woman shot in the head and stabbed several times. That was the gruesome scene officers were called to Friday afternoon. At around 4:30, police say a dispute inside this second-floor South Philadelphia apartment led to a 30-year-old woman killing a 26-year-old roommate.
I was just sitting on my step. I was waiting for my friend to come here and stuff, and I just heard a thumping stuff, and I heard it from down that way. 5 seconds later, the girl came outside. She had a rip inside her jacket. Her face looked beat up.
Nicholas lives a few doors down from the apartment turned crime scene in the 2600 block of South 9th Street. Neighbors tell NBC 10 surveillance video shows the suspect leaving the apartment and moments later being handcuffed by police. Police confirmed the suspect.
Okay, these look like hombredos, man. Hombredos.
By police. Police confirmed the suspect was arrested at the scene.
It's unclear what led up to this. It does appear, however, that the assailant and the victim may have been sharing that apartment.
Detectives blocked off the area to investigate and question family members who arrived at the scene. Neighbors say arguments were often heard coming from the apartment.
Neighbors and stuff, they say that they argue a lot. It was just a very unexpected thing that happened tonight.
What's up, Wicked?
Yo, yo, welcome to the Ag Nation, where every day is Sunday.
What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, I seen the one with the kids, with the babies.
Mm-hmm.
Look, listen, man, it bees what it bees. I don't know that they could be redeemed. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
No, I mean, yeah, even like the whole rock thing, right? It feels kind of childish to do that. You know, like they are young. They are little kids. Let's be honest. But I mean, to do something like that, they're just gonna become more dangerous when they become more physically able. You know?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, was there a lot of pressure when you were coming up
Oh
or around
yeah,
people sexually active and all that stuff?
yeah. All of that, everything you said, yeah, for sure. The pubes, all of that. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what I know. I know I wasn't crazy, right?
No, I mean, look, that's how it is growing up in the street. You know, like with the guys in the neighborhood. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you kind of learn about the. You know, I didn't get the birds and the bees talk from my family. I got it from the guys. You know, and you know they were young too. What the fuck they know about it? You
Right.
know?
Yeah. But you think with all you've seen, you know what I'm saying, you think that this is an unredeemable trio, these three.
You know, at the very least, the one on the left, right? Him for sure, beyond redemption. I mean, he's the one that these, from what I understood,
Yeah,
is the one
grabbed
that
her ass.
penetrated her. He's the one that was penetrating the
I think
girl.
they all penetrated her, but I think he's the one that initially grabbed her and then,
Oh,
initiated it.
I could have sworn I heard them say that the other ones
Held her
didn't.
down. Yeah, the other ones held her down. You're right. You're right. They did say that. Yeah.
So the other ones, maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, that's still pretty rough though. Let's be real. But the one that did the act, beyond redemption for sure. The other ones, very dangerous too. You know, I mean, and that's the thing about society, bro. They don't want to acknowledge that fact. It's an uncomfortable truth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to pretend like, oh, you know, they're young, they didn't know any better. Come on
Mm-hmm.
now, man. By the age of like what, 8 years old, 9 years old, you already you know right from wrong like that. You know?
Yeah. My son, he's starting to learn right from wrong. He's 2. He's
Right,
starting to get it.
exactly.
He's starting to understand, yo, that's this is okay. Because he does whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? He 2, you know how 2 years old. But he's learning. Like you can see it, you can see the light bulb going off.
Yeah. I mean, look, listen, they're young, man. They are young, but I mean, give me a break. They're dangerous,
Like for
man.
instance, let me tell you this. Like my son, I'll call him, right? He'll be doing something like playing with a toy or doing something bad or doing something that getting into something that I don't want him to get into. And I'll call him, he'll ignore me. And I call him again, he'll ignore me. I'll be like, Cairo! And he'll stop and he know the difference between, you know what I mean? Like when I'm serious, you know what I mean? So that he knows. That's what I say when I say he's learning right from wrong. He know, like when I get some bass in my voice,
Yeah.
he just know, like, okay, that he really mean stop, like stop. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. I mean, look, that's a good point right there. My kids, they have a conscience. Like they know when they did something wrong. They feel like I can see the guilt in them. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
or they could empathize with someone that looks sad. You know, and they're little, right? So at the age of 8, 13, I mean, you know that hurting people is wrong. And the way they hurt that little girl, that's just like, what can you say about it, bro? But again, these liberals are gonna unleash them upon society, right? they're not gonna do shit to them, bro. Let's be honest. Well, I mean,
Well, I
they
mean,
they,
they're
they did get
charging
sent to
people.
adult court, though. I will give them that.
Yeah, and that's just for now too. We don't know if where it's going to end up in, because they got advocates. As like that lady we saw, they're gonna have advocates on their side. But my thing is like, what do you think? Like, do you think they get out before they're 18, or you think they get off after they're 18? Like, what do you think will happen?
Man, I think they're gonna be out before that, bro. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the fact that they got sent to adult court alone is a fucking win. And you know what they say, man? Beggars can't be choosers, right? But you're right. You're right. I mean, even it's maybe just symbolic, right? What can you do to these kids, bro? What can you truly do to them at the end of the day? You know what I mean? If you were to give them give them like 15 years, 15, 20 years, right? They're gonna come out prime, ready to fucking hell on wheels when they come out. Pick up right where they left off. Let's be honest. And then look, the joint prison and jail act for dudes like them. It's like school. That's the real school. They don't like the school that normal people go to. They don't like that shit. That's not school. School for them is jail.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's how they learn it's like trade school. You know what I mean? How to burglarize, how to fucking hotwire, how to peel columns.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I just saw a commercial for the new Dodge Scat Pack. I don't know if you've seen it though. I guess they got like a new body for it. I wonder if Dodge found a way to prevent these Sun words from using the computers to steal Dodges.
I hope so. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, we got a nice update, man. Here go a crazy update. Let me support the channel. Take the $5 challenge. See if we get some. Let's see if we can get 5 people to take the $5 challenge right now to support the programming, man. It's a case we did a while ago. You probably remember this, Wicked.
Thank you. Well, in a matter of minutes, D.C. Councilman Trayon White went from giving a speech on a school stage to being center stage in a courtroom. He was back in court today for his federal bribery charge. White is accused of taking money and promising government contracts. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley is joining us live from the federal courthouse. Felicia, White's team took another swing at getting his case dismissed.
That's right. They said that there are errors in the indictment against White. In fact, they added that from the indictment, it's not clear whether prosecutors are going after White for a bribery or for a larger plot or scheme. White's team revealed that a defense it's considering is the claim that the FBI set him up. They may argue that he's innocent and the government either tried or did induce him into the crime. I spoke to criminal defense attorney Dwight Crawley moments after the hearing. He has no connection to Councilman White's case. Prosecutors told the judge they did not want White's attorneys using the word entrapment or...
See, he remember he was caught on camera taking the envelopes, getting in the car, taking the envelopes from the undercover federal in exchange for contracts and all that stuff, and voting for certain shit. He on camera. It's all like on camera. Shit crazy, man.
Set up in front of the jurors. I asked Crawley about the positions on both sides.
If the defense attorney is prepared to offer evidence in support of that, I would expect that the judge is going to let it in. I guess the government's position is they don't believe they have a strong entrapment defense, and therefore maybe the defense counsel is just doing this to muddy up the waters. So maybe that's the reason they're opposed to it.
Crawley says the video and picture evidence that jurors see will give them the space to decide if they feel White was deliberately trapped or if he freely engaged in alleged criminal activity.
From everything that's been reported, if it's on video and if it's recorded, I think a reasonable juror can decide if this person committed the crimes.
Now, the judge hasn't issued his order yet on what he'll do when it comes to that entrapment debate. He also has not decided yet if White will be able to call character witnesses. That is something that his team has made a request to do. Prosecutors.
That nigga did this shit in his last term and then ran again and won.
Yeah. You know, I told you about that. I noticed in Blackistan, if you have a rap sheet, man, you gotta run on that. You gotta put
Yo,
your mugshot on the flyers you send out to the houses with holding the numbers. It
but
just it,
he's the councilman in Mayor Barry's old ward. So it's like it's crazy how full circle that
yeah,
came. Mayor
yeah.
Barry
Well,
did
yeah,
the same thing.
spoken.
Yeah, but
But
he won mayor. He came back after he came out of jail. He came back and ran for mayor and won again.
oh my God, bro, you know there's a alderman here, a councilman here, right? This somewhere was a convicted bank robber, bro. Convicted bank robber. Ran for office, wins, right? He 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 does a lateral move recently, right? You know, we have a son mayor here, yeah, you know that. This councilman does a lateral with the blessing of the mayor, gets a fucking pay bump, and then he convinces or they conspire or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They give his chair to his son. Think about that, to his fucking son, right? A convicted bank robber. Look, somebody said, Ike, if you want to rob taxpayers, don't rob a bank. Run for office.
Yeah, exactly. Salute the Sabrics, man. Sabrics in the building, man.
It's the
You know,
damnedest thing. I mean, and look, I'm gonna be real with you. It's not necessarily surprising, right? It's par for the course. But even with that said, it's odd that a fucking criminal can run in Blackistan and win, and it's almost like it helps them in a way.
yeah, the white man, it definitely helped. You don't remember, like they was they were like saying that, oh, they set him up and they coming after him, and he
Right,
rallied his base. They were
right.
like they were like he got the vote out, like it was a landslide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
It was a landslide when he ran again, man. Like that dude. And I've
Yeah,
been in the same place at the same time with this little dude, man. I've been at the function where he was at. And he's a little teeny little dude. Like when I
I'm talking
say
about this guy or
small,
Barry.
yes, he's small. Like he could fit in your pocket. You know what I mean? He's a little teeny dude. But yeah, I remember when when it happened, yeah, it was crazy, man. He won again, and all the black women, he got all them out to vote for him, and
Yeah,
it was magical the way he did that shit. I will tell you that. Um,
man.
I will tell you that he it's just like it's just in these certain districts though, like also do like he's the Ward 8, right? So that's the worst, like as
Mm,
far as like crime. That's like the roughest part of DC, right? So
mm.
he's he's over there in like the roughest, the trenches.
Yeah, the stand.
Yeah.
But you know, I gotta tell you, bro. At least over here, right? Like in the Umbrito, like the council members, whatever. Um, Having a criminal record, bro, it's almost like a deal breaker. Like you gotta overcome the fact that
Mhm.
you're a convict, right? The gliders, I think even it's even more of a, unless I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Um, it don't feel like I feel like it helps you in the stand, bro. I feel like it gives you some kind of like like credit.
Yeah, I mean, it's street cred. You always want to. Anytime where the system is against you, it's like the white man. It's kind of like the white man. It's kind of like Bill Cosby. Remember when he said that shit about pull your pants up and act
Yeah,
right? And the black community hated him.
yeah.
And then they didn't start loving him again until he
Pay,
got that rape case.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Now,
know what I mean?
pay your bills on time, man. I hate that song. You
Yeah.
know what that reminds me of? I was
Yeah.
thinking about this. It
Today,
was the
DC
damnedest
Council
thing, bro.
and promising to help.
Mhm.
It was
Go
the
ahead.
damnedest thing, bro. So in the last month or so, right? I randomly listened to I listened to like random sermons on YouTube, right? That are live streaming.
Mhm.
And I listened to two Blackistani sermons, right?
Mhm.
Like at different periods, whatever. And they both made a comment that caught my attention. I was like, what the fuck? He was preaching, that the son man got that, they
Mhm.
could talk, right?
Exactly.
And in the process of the sermon, they say, yeah, and if your son is in prison, I was well, that was kind of odd to me. I never went to church and they're talking about, yeah, we all got loved ones in the joint.
Think
It's
about it
like,
like this, right? If you got a church, black church is like 90% black women, right? Or let's just say 80% black women, right?
yeah,
That's the black church. When you go to church, that's what you're gonna see in there, right?
right.
Like the odds of
They're
like
high.
yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
just, it just
and that's what I'm getting at, bro. Like, I know that it's high, but it's just interesting to see it, play
yeah.
out. Like,
Culture shock. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
I
know.
was hearing it. I'm just, and again, it's a good sermon, but it's kind of like unsettling for me to hear it during the sermon, like, yeah, you do a bid. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah. The preacher probably been to prison.
It's like,
Sabrick says any more guilt and compassion felt for these black revolutionaries pushing their philanthropy will absolutely ensure that the social cataclysm continues. Yeah, facts. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that lady was just stupid for chiming in, she, trying to support these motherfucking kid rapists. It was
not
foolish.
shocking though.
She got roasted too. She got destroyed. I'm happy that she did get fucking destroyed. I hope she read her comments. She might not read her comments though, because
But you think
you
she
know.
cares? She don't care.
Yeah, I mean, because she's obsessed with race, and people were saying a lot of
Right,
stuff that she could, be like they're racist. I
right,
think she cares
exactly.
about that. Yeah, but this was. I just want to play this. This is
Today, D.C. Council
This
is
is a
figuring
year
out how
ago.
to move forward after the bribery arrest of Councilmember Trayon White. White is accused of taking over
Look at all these
150
people. Look at all the people supporting him. Like he had the whole
taking
city
over
up.
$150,000 in bribes and promising to help a company get a district contract renewed for violence interrupter services. Today, D.C. Council convened for the first time since White's arrest. White appeared at the meeting this morning by Zoom, and at one point, council members booted the public out as they discussed the investigation into White. When the D.C. Council convened for a full meeting, Councilmember White's seat was empty as he stayed virtual. Just moments ago, he took part in a vote, but did not vote yay or nay.
All those in favor say aye.
See, like he was just going. He had the whole city behind him, man.
Man.
Now at 4, with a unanimous vote, the D.C. Council has
one
started the
video here,
process
man. Let's see
to
this.
expel Ward
is a clear violation of the public trust. There has been no clear evidence of nobody in all these interviews saying that I tried to bribe them.
That was Councilmember Trayon White before the meeting. He sat in the audience surrounded by his supporters and occasionally spoke out against the investigation's findings.
That's not true.
He had every opportunity to appear before this committee, and he's declined.
The council's investigation was prompted by a criminal indictment.
See, like it's just insane, man. But
I don't know what's more incredible, the fact that sons support criminals to this point, or that the gliders just take it on the chin. Because if they're rallying behind them because glider racism, the gliders are like they're oblivious, or they're useless, or I don't know what the fuck the word is, but something is wrong with the gliders, bro. To just allow these motherfuckers to do this shit willy-nilly? Why?
I mean, we know why. I mean, suicidal empathy, but gliders have been like, you got to remember, we look at the history, like gliders, they forced busing, like that whole busing thing. Like once they integrated, they the National Guard and federal troops were at these schools making the gliders integrate their schools,
making their daughters have to go to school with
with sons and shit. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. It makes no sense to me, man.
Yeah, let's see this one.
Well, the search is on tonight for the last suspect wanted for this destructive drive-through attack. This trio went on a rampage, causing damage to a Wendy's in Ewing, Mercer County. Two of the suspects have since turned themselves into police, but a third woman still at large. Action reporter Leland Pender has more.
It all unfolded right here behind me. Absolute chaos in the drive-thru in the early morning hours of last Saturday. Video of a violent outburst at a Wendy's drive-thru is spreading online and drawing strong reactions in the community.
I saw this.
Where it happened.
This is not something that should be happening. You cannot wreck. I mean, this is insane, especially if kids were.
There's like 10,000 videos like this online. I've done hundreds, at least 100 stories like this.
Yeah,
you know, at least.
I mean, if they didn't go in there and tee that bitch up, that's a win. If they hung from the window, because they go in there.
I've done stories where employees shot some of these bitches. I've done a few where they came in and one of the employees was carrying and shot their ass.
Yeah. Damn.
So I mean, I've done all types of. This is very common. This is nothing. I don't know why.
Like,
maybe this is going viral because crime.
Right. Like it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna need to do Wendy's in a bunker. Serving shit through the fucking bunker.
Fuck. One thing about Wendy's I don't like though is their drive-through moves slow. You know how McDonald's you just get out. Wendy's drive-through moves slow as hell, man.
I've seen some that are quicker, but I know what you mean though.
Yeah, but I like their burgers better than McDonald's.
Ewing police say this video is part of their investigation into the incident that unfolded February 21st, just before 3 a.m. at the Wendy's on Olden Avenue.
Jeez.
Officers were called after 3 young women were caught on camera damaging the drive-through window and attempting to assault employees with items inside the restaurant.
I've never seen a video with such violence and destruction in my
Really?
life.
I kind of get depressed about seeing young people just do that.
Police have identified the females as 23-year-old Honesty Harrison, 18-year-old Shania Brittingham, and 19-year-old Leah Williford Stevens, all of Trenton. Police say Harrison and Brittingham turned themselves in today, but Williford Stevens is still outstanding. Some feel accountability is key.
They're young. They made a mistake. They need to be corrected.
That's not a mistake, you asshole. See, I hate when they say that. Like a mistake would be like if they were in the drive-through and the girl handed them their food, they dropped it. You know what I mean on the ground. Or some shit. Like this ain't a fucking mistake.
Nah, and they're not young. She's 23, man. Give me a break.
You know what I'm saying? I hate that when they say that shit.
Williford Stevens is still outstanding. Some feel accountability is key.
They're young. They made a mistake. They need to be corrected.
Own up to it, apologize, and move on.
Police did not say what might have sparked this confrontation, but the suspects were gone
before
they arrived.
That's
It could be anything.
Uncalled for should never happen.
And once again, police say at this point, 2 of the 3 suspects have turned themselves in. If you have any information, call Ewing Township Police. Here in Ewing Township, Mercer County, Leland Pender, Channel 6.
I mean, what can you do with that? You know, that's just a shitty attitude. And those are the mothers raising children, and The apple don't fall far from the tree, and then their kids are gonna be living with them. It's got to be traumatizing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, those are the type of girls that, like, will, like, if their daughter say those type of girls that meet a nigga at the club and move him in a week later, and then like if their daughter say, "Hey, your boyfriend touched me," they're the type to like
get jealous,
grill the daughter, like grill her and shit, and then like believe the boyfriend and shit.
Right, probably get jealous. I'm telling you.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like they them type of women and
Red
shit.
Reds. Like looking at those women, I could see why their sons are shooting everybody. I'd be angry too.
Yeah, and you'd be reckless too, because you'd see, kids don't do what you say; they do what you do.
Right, exactly,
So it's like
bro.
they see their mothers being impulsive and wild,
All over the
and
place,
reckless.
emotional, and for a kid, man, for a little kid living like that on a daily, they become like hyper vigilant. They become like they're like sponges. You know what I mean?
Well, they like chaos. They become addicted to chaos. So
And then
if
they end up
things are
robbing
calm,
everybody.
yeah, when things are calm, they feel like something's wrong. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm telling you, Chief. I've seen it, man. I've seen it
yeah.
so many times, and it's like, yo, like we don't stand a chance as a society. It's just no solutions.
Yeah. Let's see.
Baltimore police released body camera footage from a deadly officer-involved shooting this week. The release comes as the police commissioner addressed the public on what led to the shooting and how he says it could have been avoided. Fox 45's Keith Daniels joins us live with a closer look at the video and the message from the family of the man who was shot. Keith?
Well, Kai, this fatal shooting remains under investigation with BPD, the Attorney General's office, the lead investigator. And tonight, while this investigation may be ongoing, the police commissioner is making one thing clear tonight. He's standing by his officers. Baltimore City Police Commissioner Richard Worley at headquarters Friday with video that for some, frankly, might be difficult to watch. BPD releasing body-worn camera footage of the officers involved in the shooting death of 37-year-old Dwight Hawkins.
We recognize this an unfortunate incident for everyone involved. Our thoughts remain with the Hawkins family.
The shooting happened Tuesday evening on Pelham Avenue. Before the gunfire, in the video, you see Hawkins and officers with the group violence unit who were working in the area that day walk into a liquor store on Bel Air Road. It's not clear why the officers went inside that store.
It's clearly
It don't fucking matter. Like they be trying to like say, well, why did they follow? It don't matter. It don't matter. You don't get the fucking, you know what I mean? Like they put all the onus on the officers. And going back to what I said earlier about black women, how they think this is the worst country in the world. In third world countries, a cop shoot a motherfucker. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. Ain't no fucking administrative leave. Ain't no motherfucking internal affairs investigation.
Nah.
Pick that nigga up and throw him in a man. If his family want to come pick him up, you can pick him up. If not, we gonna burn the body and keep it pushed.
Right.
Seriously, like black women, they don't understand how good this country is. There's some random nigga that's probably like a career criminal, ain't doing shit with his life, but hanging out in the fucking carryout at fucking in his 30s and shit, terrorizing the neighborhood, get shot by a cop, and the fucking whole city is protesting, and everybody want answers, demanding answers, and the police department gotta be fucking run through the ringer and shit. The mayor got to come out and speak. Council members got
Right.
to. Man,
The
fuck all
the
that shit, man.
yeah, they get to say like the most outrageous shit. Like, yeah, he had a gun, but he didn't point it at them.
Yeah,
What?
shit is
It's
crazy.
not clear why the officers went inside that store.
It's clearly something drew those officers to that store.
Worley says the officers then believed Hawkins was armed and approached him. Hawkins is then seen walking out of the store before running down the street with officers chasing him.
Because he's armed.
right. Or something. There was something going on, you know what I mean? Maybe he had a warning.
Nah, they seen the bulge. They seen the bulge, man. He got sweatpants, so you know when you wear sweatpants and you carrying,
you gotta hold on to that bitch.
Jeans, it just look different. It's just like your junk look different in sweatpants. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. A blicky gonna look different in some sweatpants. And they cops, they seen that shit.
Man,
it's
that's
simple. It's
crazy,
simple.
bro.
Look at her. He got on sweatpants.
This shit makes no sense, bro.
With the group violence unit who were working in the area that
And
day.
the blicky could have been in this joint. It could have been here. It might not even have to been in his pants. It could have been right here. You know how you can see the print?
Yeah.
Walk into a liquor store on Bel Air Road. It's not clear why the officers went inside that store.
It's clearly something drew those officers to that store.
Worley says the officers then believed Hawkins was armed and approached him. Hawkins is then seen walking out of the store before running down the street with officers
Pull your
chasing
pants
him.
up. You can run
Worley
fast.
says the man pulled a gun, seen here.
Look.
Ignoring commands.
Oh, there you go.
Then investigators say
Again, you was right. They gonna say he ain't pointed at him.
Right. Oh, sister.
Chasing him. Worley says the man then pulled a gun, seen here, ignoring commands to drop the weapon. Then investigators say Hawkins raised a 9mm handgun.
And we got and niggas are protesting about this.
Right. Holy. No solution, man. No solution.
Yo, we don't hate niggas enough, man. Salute to my man Douglas Chunks, man. He says ScrewTube is now even blocking my tame comments regardless. Salute Nation. Really? Really? See if you can comment. Wow. Wow, that's crazy, man. I would say go to the website, but it's not enough people over there. I don't know, man. That's only for like people that can't watch it. You can watch it, but you can't comment. That's crazy.
It's just odd that it seems like sons maybe aren't able to connect that dot that this son word running around with a pistol. I mean, everyone's getting shot in Blackistan. Somebody's shooting them. It's probably this guy right here, right? Or people like him, but they can't connect that dot. Like maybe
they kind of like the streets. They like street thing. Like this nigga is like
but even the regular sons don't.
Yeah,
the regular sons came for this shit.
Yeah, the regular sons. It's shame on them, man.
Two of the officers then opened fire, popping off 17 shots. Initially, police said 16. At the news conference, although the investigation is ongoing, Worley said he believes his officers, quote, acted appropriately.
The officers are doing exactly what.
You can text me though if you want, Douglas. You can text me if you got something just important to say. Man, you can text it to me and I can read it.
Some real shit to say.
Yeah, I can read it if you text it to me. Shout out to Douglas Chunks, man. Dropping 50. We, in honor of that, man, we're gonna go members only, man. Members only in honor of that, man.
When I see the cop shoot a brother, right? Like this video here, I always think about Tupac's song Changes, right? Cops pull the trigger, kill her son where he's at, bro. And I used to feel that, man. Back when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah,
fuck the
dumb. He was
police.
dumb. Yeah.
And I mean, fast forward to today, and it's like, yeah, he is a hero. He is a
Exactly.
hero, actually.
Exactly. They deserve it, man. These niggas deserve that shit, man.
Want them to do. They're going in there. They're trying to get all guns off the street. Clearly.
So basically, what there's now the thing is, well, why were the cops messing with him? So why were the police?
Right.
Why were they messing with a guy who 10 seconds later would raise a gun at police officers in the middle of the street?
Right.
Like that guy, if he would do that to cops, imagine how quick he would pull on some other black person.
Or someone that cuts him off or whatnot. Or someone that's eyeballing him. They'll fuck around and say some shit like, he's a father. They'll say, yeah, he's a father. Well, yeah, he's a father, but I mean, he probably don't see the kid. So whatever.
Yeah.
They were drawn to this individual who they were extremely correct. He had a handgun.
But that fatal police involved.
Look at these
niggas. My God, bro. Oh my goodness.
You don't hate niggas enough. Press 1. Niggas are the bane of civilization. Like, this is a civilized society. We trying to have a civilized society here, man. What are you niggas doing?
Right. Worse than this, and this is bad, right? But worse than this is the fact that everyone else entertains it. They should literally outright ignore them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's worse.
They should be punished for this. I
think they should be punished, bro.
Yeah,
like, what do you think, man? I think it's worse that we entertain this shit. What do you think? Is it worse that they're doing this or that everyone else is entertaining it?
Yeah, it's now it's worse. Yeah, not after seeing 2020, it's almost like people forgot about 2020 already, man.
Man, they should literally bust out what's it called? The hoses? Take it old school on their ass.
Yeah, spray this nigga with kick ass and shit.
You don't gotta go home, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is unconscionable. What were the cops supposed to do? You said he didn't point it, but he did point it at them.
right.
Now they're like, well, if they wouldn't have fucked with him, if they didn't go into the store, why did they go in the carry out?
Right.
Like and make him feel uncomfortable the way he had to leave with him.
Now that is a true point though. Like if they didn't go in there and do their job, then they wouldn't have had to shoot his ass. That is true.
Shooting, sparking protest.
16 shots.
Look at this white bitch. She would never be in this fucking neighborhood in the middle
of
my
God. Look at the other one too.
She would never like raise her voice in this neighborhood. She would never be like, hey everybody, look at me. She would
my goodness, man.
Dangerous neighborhood. You know what I mean? If that nigga, all the niggas is here, this is like
right. The one that got killed. He didn't make it, or he made it. Do you know?
No, I don't know. I think
like oh my God, bro. Where is this at? It's in Ohio? Where? Baltimore? Oh my fucking God, bro. What can you say?
16 shots. It was ridiculous.
Oh, now they're complaining about the amount of shots. Holy shit.
Man, bro.
Shots.
My goodness, bro. Like, what can you say, bro? My goodness. Like I think about calculator. Can he give him a fraction of the love? Give him a little bit of love too, Them kids.
Yeah. The calculator you the only people that know calculator.
Right.
Now nobody else know who the fuck you talking about.
Right. Disgusting, bro.
Who you think know who the fuck you talking about right now?
Nobody. Nobody but the Ag Nation, you know? At least the old OGs in the Ag
Yeah, the
Nation.
old ones don't. If they wasn't there, what was it, 2021 or some shit like that?
21
2019?
maybe. Yeah, 21.
They
Man, that was a
don't
tragic story
know.
right there.
They don't know about. I pull them up. I pull it up next. But look at this woman. She got she's sitting here actually crying about this nigga. Think about it. That nigga, if she would have had an interaction with that nigga, it wouldn't have been nice.
No. He would have definitely hurt her sons. If she has sons, that dude would have hurt them.
He would have hurt her feelings, disrespected her, or something. She wouldn't have had a good interaction with him in public.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Salute. Yeah, I ain't gonna go members only. If Douglas Chunks don't want me to go members only. I do a members only show though soon. Because I do want people to renew these memberships that you give. And I don't want you to give them to them and then they just let them expire. I want them to renew them, man, because that's how these channels that, if you understand this, like Candace Owens, she got 100,000 people in the chat, right? All those people are members. All of them. Like everybody's a member. Like it's not like uncommon on YouTube for people to have a lot of members. I want this to be the same thing. Like it helps the channel. You know what I mean?
I don't get how she has all those members. I don't get it.
She's Candace Owens. I mean, she digging up people's past and shit. She's rumors and conspiracy theories and fucking all types. And plus, where she's been, you know, she was friends with Charlie Kirk for a long time. She was.
So what? So what, man?
But that gives her, you know what I mean, like legitimacy. She's not just some person talking about that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? She actually, you know, used to hang out with him and shit and be around him all the time. So it was like, but yeah,
It was ridiculous.
Hawkins' loved ones and community members at a demonstration after the release of the video.
It was not good. It was like he was treated like he was a nothing. 16 shots? He's only 140 pounds.
Hey.
You don't need 16 shots to take him. You could have kicked him.
People were grieving. I feel for the family. They're grieving the loved one that they lost. But when they've seen the body-worn camera video, and they've seen that he had a handgun in his hand, he refused to drop it numerous times. He's a convicted felon that should not even have had a handgun. And as he comes up to the second officer, he reaches his hand up towards the officer's gun. And unfortunately, the officer fired.
Well, again, the commissioner said Hawkins did have a gun, but he said Hawkins did not fire that weapon.
Right. There you go.
If it would have been like, first it's like he didn't point it, then since he pointed it, then it's like
he fired, but he didn't hit him though.
Yeah, that would be the next thing. He didn't hit him.
Right. Well, he shot him, but he didn't kill him.
He didn't die. And then if we like, well, he didn't suffer. He died, but he didn't suffer.
He only shot 2 of them. Man, bro. Hey, bro, look, listen, dude. Listen, bro. Since I started listening to you, bro, it became crystal clear. There's no solution, bro. There's nothing. What is the solution?
I don't know, man.
It's DNA and there's no solution, bro. And it is what it is. It's okay. What's not okay is that we're entertaining the nonsense. Like we should literally those people that are complaining, we should not only ignore them, but sit them at the kids' table. Okay, sit down at the kids' table. Like you said earlier, we're trying to have a civil society over here, bro.
Yeah, man. Y'all are holding us back, man. Seriously holding us back from having civilization, man. We trying to have civilization out here, man. What the fuck?
But good job on those cops, man. That was I don't know what led them in there. Hey, but good eye. Good job.
Yeah,
Sorry, you got to go through the nonsense.
It's insane, man. Literally. I mean,
it makes no sense, bro. It makes none of it makes sense, bro. None of it. But then I gotta hear like somebody maybe tell me I hear, why am I hard on sons? I'm hard on sons? Fuck out of here, bro. It makes no sense,
sons
dude.
are hard on everybody else. Sons are hard on everybody. Here we go. I found it out. What's this? What's his name? I had to find the Justin Wallace. That's his name. Calculator. Justin Wallace. This shit. Yeah, this is a blast from the past, man. All right, here we go. Let me see. Man, let's see. Salute to everybody out there, man. That's watching the show, man. Raul Rodriguez is in the building, man. He says, "Have you checked the activity on Hey Jackass?" No, I haven't been to Hey Jackass in a minute. We might have to check it out. Crime is down though in Chicago.
Is that what he's talking about? Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, crime is down. It's down. But they killed everybody.
The Suns been held on the burritos over here in Chicago.
Oh, the Suns are killing the burritos?
They've been hell on the burritos as of late. It feels like anyway.
Wow. Okay.
We got some catching up
Now
to
a
do.
developing story in Queens, where right now, within the last hour, a man was formally charged with murder in the deadly shooting of a 10-year-old boy.
Right now, here is a live look from Edgemere and Far Rockaway. People have placed balloons outside the home where Justin Wallace was killed Saturday night. Neighbors are expected to gather for a vigil there soon. Meantime, the accused killer, well, he turned himself in last night. CBS 2's Andrea Grimes outside the courthouse in Kew Gardens, where the suspect was just arraigned. Andrea.
Christina Maurice, Jovan Young tonight is being held without bail. We learned at his arraignment just a short time ago he allegedly fired about 8 rounds, with one bullet fatally striking that little boy's heart and lung.
Jovan, do you have anything to say?
29-year-old Jovan Young stayed silent as detectives led him out of the 101st precinct last night in Far Rockaway, the same day Justin Wallace would have turned 11 years old. Police say Young is the man who shot and killed the innocent boy Saturday night, leaving behind his grief-stricken family.
We reassured them we do everything possible within our power to bring the perpetrator to justice. We have done that. The sad thing is it's not going to bring their beautiful son back.
Young's relatives ignored reporters leaving his arraignment late this afternoon, where he faced numerous charges, including...
He came up there to support him. You know what I mean? He wasn't without support.
Right.
Relatives ignored reporters leaving his arraignment late this afternoon, where he faced numerous charges, including murder and attempted murder. Justin was at a family barbecue at his aunt's house on Beach 45th Street, getting ready to leave with his father when Young allegedly started firing into the house.
Holy.
He wasn't even at his own house. It was a parking dispute. Like, the guy was mad. Like, there's a parking space next to this house. And like, I guess it's like, because in New York, like, it's weird, like, especially in Queens, they have like, weird parking spaces, right? So it's like the guy who lived in this house, the relative of the little boy, I guess he had an issue with the neighbor, and this guy was the neighbor's friend. The guy who shot was the neighbor's friend. It was just like senseless, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
Just
was
another day. Just another thing.
This is
Q at his aunt's house on Beach 45th Street, getting ready to leave with his father when Young allegedly started firing into the house. Justin was killed. The prosecutor says his cousin Kyle was shot 3 times and is in critical condition. Police say the motive was an ongoing dispute between neighbors about this shared driveway, and Young was connected to one of the families involved.
Yeah, so he wasn't even. He did. He. That guy was just like. So this parking space, yeah, like who get to park here? And I can see this being trouble though. Like my family live in Queens, they in South Jamaica, and I could see like this being trouble for like any race, like white people, black people, Chinese people. But the way niggas handle it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way they handle it.
So what's the issue with the parking space? Where it's like limited?
Is it like say it's both of ours, right? Say I just pull in, right? I pull in, right? And I park like a nigga would park in the front. Where you see it's 2 spaces, right? A nigga would just pull in and park in the front, and then you'll come home and it's like, damn, you can't park because the niggas the first person should pull all the way in the back.
Oh,
right?
and he don't want to get stuck in. He don't want to get stuck, right?
Yeah,
So
shit, it's always gonna be something. You know what I mean?
yeah. Wow, bro.
And you have to have reasonable, rational. You know what I mean? To constantly
problem solving skills.
Yeah, exactly. To constantly deal with these issues. You know, but when you have like fucking sun turds.
I mean, look, the way
they'll call some nigga who has nothing to do with it, and he will come and kill
and handle it
and fire into a fucking home over it, and then go do a life sentence
on his head.
You know what I mean? Like you can go like white. I don't think a white person could call some other white person to come over there and throw their life away over this.
Not like the Suns for sure.
But with Suns, it's like you can call somebody else, a young, able-bodied person, to come and then kill people over this.
Like the way he was shooting into the house, it felt like it was personal. It felt like they killed my cousin, so now here I am. But it was
he was just like, you know, like, hey man, my neighbors still bullshit, man. Come on, go. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'll be over there.
The way he was shooting in there, bro. The way he was unloading in there. God damn, bro.
And it was probably a woman, because you know, black women can call always call somebody to come shoot.
Oh yeah.
Justin was at a family barbecue at his aunt's house on Beach 45th Street, getting ready to leave with his father when Young allegedly started firing into the house. Justin was killed. The prosecutor says his cousin Kyle was shot 3 times and is in critical condition. Police say the motive was an ongoing dispute between neighbors about this shared driveway, and Young was connected to one of the families involved.
The message is clear. If you use a gun in New York City, you will be arrested. If you harm someone, if you kill someone.
2 mayors ago. This is de Blasio. They didn't have.
That's crazy, bro.
Wow.
Time flies.
And you will be brought to justice. There will be consequences, more than ever before.
Justin's death outraged many in the city and beyond. Another precious life gone amidst a surge in shootings. His family says he was about to graduate from the 5th grade, describing him as charming and intelligent, a lover of music and cars, who had his whole life ahead of him. Young did not enter a plea at his arraignment, but his attorney noted that he did surrender last night to police. She did ask the judge that he be placed in protective custody. Reporting live in Kew Gardens, Queens, Andrea Grimes, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Andrea, thank you.
RIP calculator, man.
Right. Man, that story's crazy. They're all crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, the one before that, the one with the 2 kids, bananas. The one with the cops, fucking insane too, man.
Yeah, it's just all of them.
It's like we've said here so many times, like something about white crime that is so boring, bro.
Yeah,
like white crime. It's like I rather watch paint dry. You know? But the sun, something about the suns that just it's exciting, you know, it's like a fucking action movie. You know, things are
Yeah.
exploding and you never know what the fuck's gonna happen next.
Unpredictable. Yeah, they'll take it places where just normal. Well, let's see this. Let's see this one. Let's see.
A longtime JCPS employee is now charged with murder. Jamie May spoke with neighbors near the apartment where it happened. She says they were surprised to hear a man and his dog were killed. Jamie?
Vicky, people were upset that I spoke to. Neighbors say they saw police at the scene yesterday and were surprised to find out a man and dog had been killed. On Thursday, police surrounded this apartment building on West Ormsby Avenue.
And there were cops all over the place. It was just a little crazy.
Louisville Metro Police Department says 55-year-old Charles Gerlach Jr. jumped out of the fourth floor window in an apparent suicide attempt. When officers went inside the apartment Gerlach jumped from, they found a man and a dog inside dead. Avery Dill, who lives in the building, says she's talked to the victim.
I've interacted with him a few times and he always seemed really nice. So it was just extra shocking, especially the dog was super sweet too, from the few interactions that I did have.
Investigators say Gerlach admitted to stabbing and killing the victim, who was found in a closet behind a mattress. Police say Gerlach told investigators he tried to hide the body in an attempt for it not to be found. The suspect also admitted to stabbing and drowning the Chihuahua. People who live near the scene say they're hoping more people seek help and choose peace.
Well, violence is never an answer. There's a lot of free resources out there. I mean, I can name a lot, you know, starting with, you know, Goodwill, who will point you in a direction to get therapy.
Jefferson County Public Schools says Gerlach has worked for the district since 1999 and was most recently an in-school security monitor at Phoenix School of Discovery. He's facing charges for murder, torture of a dog or cat, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. Dill says this incident has left her shaken.
I've always wanted to move out, and this just further pushes me to get my stuff out this week.
At last check, Gerlach was in the hospital and has not been booked yet. Phoenix School of Discovery sent a message to parents saying the crime Gerlach has been accused of has no connection to the school. Reporting live, I'm Jamie Mays, WLKY News.
Thanks.
Yo, Ike, did you see that the U.S. and Israel are bombing Iran right now?
The U.S. and Israel are bombing Iran right now?
Yeah.
There are tens of thousands.
What do you think about that?
Let me see. They don't want no smoke. Iran don't want no smoke.
But do you think it makes sense for us to attack Iran?
I mean, if they think like they know more about the situation than we do, so if they attacking Iran, it's for a fucking reason. I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's for a good reason because Israel wants it done. Simple as that, really. You know what I mean? For how long has Yahoo been talking about bomb Iran? For fucking decades now. He's been fucking nonstop bomb Iran, bomb Iran. You bomb Iran, motherfucker. Why the fuck does the U.S. gotta get involved with their shit? Oh, I forgot. I mean, look, the Gentiles are just the dogs, right? And the Jews crew just happen to be the dog owner, evidently. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They said they bombed the, I forget what they call them, their supreme leader or whatever, the fucking, their president, I guess. They bombed his house. Think about that. They bombed the motherfucker's house, bro.
I'm looking for it. What is it? Let me see.
Go on, it's on Twitter. On Twitter.
I'm on Twitter right now. Let me see.
They just put Iran.
Okay, Iran and Israel. Okay, yeah, it is. It's trending like a motherfucker. God damn. Yeah,
I mean, they're saying that Iran, it's not like just any shithole country. Iran is capable of of fighting, right? I guess we're gonna find out.
Nah, they ain't capable of fighting the United States. Are you fucking crazy?
No. I mean, they're saying that Iran has it's
Nah,
capable of fighting.
they just know
Um,
they're gonna do terrorism. The Iran gonna do
do
terrorism. Like they that's
do
hey.
you do you think China and Russia will? I mean, Russia's busy right now, right? Do you think
China and
China?
Russia can't fuck with us. No, they can't fuck with us. Neither one of them can fuck with us. Like, do you think they would have? You think, if China, the day they can fuck with us, they gonna invade us.
Yeah. Do you think what do you think Israel will allow us to do? Like with China, if China, what will Israel allow the U.S. to do?
I don't know, man.
You don't think that's how it works, huh? You still don't. You don't think that that's how it works, Chief?
Nah, I don't know.
Well, you think it's like a mutual partnership, or what do you think this is, bro?
I just let me I just don't think everything is Israel, but I do think that Israel being over there, like for instance, right? Like they're our ally, right? We had issues with those people in that part of the world.
Because of Israel.
No. The Western world, what we know as the West, right? Had issues with people in those part of the world before Israel, before 1945, or when Israel was made, right? Like
How so?
the Crusades, motherfucker. The motherfucking you ever heard of the Barbary Corsairs?
No,
They
but I
was,
know about the Crusades.
you don't know about the Crusades, the
Oh yeah,
Holy
yeah.
Wars?
Oh yeah. I've read books on the Crusades. I'm
Yeah,
familiar.
the Barbary Corsairs. They was enslaving fucking millions of
Eastern
Europeans.
Eastern Europeans, right?
Western Europe as far as Ireland and Iceland.
So you're saying that the current conflicts
No, what I'm
are
saying is,
connected to
no, I'm just saying, like, take Israel out of it. White people is gonna have problems with Arabs. Arabs or Muslims and white people is gonna have problems whether Israel was there or not.
so Christians and Muslims, or just like the gliders
No,
and the
white
Arabs.
people and those type of people, whoever the fuck you want to.
The Samsung words.
Yeah, saying desert demons and white people will have
Mm,
issues.
okay.
Even before Islam. I'm talking about
Was it?
Islam is only like what year 700 is when Islam was founded.
No. Oh yeah, something like that, like
Yes,
five, 600.
they were having problems. The 300, number the 300.
The
That was the
Persians,
West versus did that
the
movie the
Persians and
300?
the Rome and the
Yeah, that was
Greeks.
the whites versus the fucking Persians and
But the
shit.
Persians are not Samsung words though. I thought that's what they
Yeah,
tell me.
they still it's a lot of different tribes, it's a lot of different ethnicities that make up these countries. But in those days, wasn't
Those
no
are basically gliders though. We said that here. Those are
yeah,
basically like the
yeah,
Turks. The Turks are basically gliders.
yeah,
I mean, give or take, give or take. I feel
they're
you.
they're still not Western. Like they're
They're
not.
not Anglos.
Yeah, they're not Anglos. Exactly.
Mm.
But yeah, if they have a baby with a glider, an Anglo, that'll wipe their genes out. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't like it only will take one generation for them to turn Anglo if they start having babies with Anglo.
Yeah, I just wish I understood. Like I felt where you were coming from because yeah, for me it's obviously Israel pulling the strings, but you don't seem to think that though.
No, it's not that I don't think Israel's pulling the string. What I'm saying is like they're our ally and they're over there. Like being over there is it's like if you have a family member that live. We said little
Yeah.
village. That's the worst neighborhood in Chicago. The worst Spanish neighborhood.
Yeah,
If you got a relative, if you got a cousin who live over there, right?
yeah.
And you love them and you hang out with them and you gonna ride for them, right?
Right.
You have issues with your
So
constant issues because your cousin live in little.
so what you're saying is if me and my
The Middle
family,
East is a dangerous neighborhood. It's the worst
yeah.
neighborhood in the world, man.
Yeah. No, so what you're saying is if me and my cousins are Land Kings and one of my cousins lives in Disciple neighborhood, he behind enemy lines, right? He's surrounded by
Yeah,
enemies.
it's the worst part. The Middle East is the worst neighborhood. It's worse than Central America.
Do you
It's
think
worse than
so?
South America.
The
Yes.
Middle East. Have you seen what the Umbritos do
Yeah,
to each other,
man.
bro?
Yeah, but they don't do it the other like yo, terrorism and shit. Like, listen. Let me do a poll. I'll do a poll, man. Pause. And let me do a poll.
Yeah, big
I'm
pause.
gonna ask people what they think the worst part of the world is. Cause I'm shocked. I didn't even think I would even ever have to
No,
question this.
no,
Like,
I'm not even saying that Umbrito land is the worst. I mean, but you have Africa, you have fucking the Tigers are hell on wheels on each other too, bro. The Tigers, they're not for none either. And then yeah, the Middle East. There's just so many parts of the world that are fucked up, you know? America, the United States of America is fucked up.
nah. We safe.
You don't think
But
Blackistan gets it cracking? Blackistan gets it cracking,
no,
bro.
you talking. I'm not talking about like
But safety. We're talking about being safe.
yeah. I mean, you
Yeah,
still
that's what
in
I'm talking
America
about.
though.
Yeah, but again, if you're in the stand, Chief, I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I mean, I think you're safer than Nigeria, maybe. I don't know. I've
What?
never been, but you're less safe in Blackistan than somewhere. I don't know.
Really? Well, we know Europe, they just had their first war in 50 years. So, because of NATO, you know what I mean? So,
Talking about
like,
Ukraine.
Europe is very safe. That's the first war on the Europe landmass in 50 years. Because,
Aren't they always fighting? The Eastern Europeans are always fighting, right?
no, but you know the history of NATO, right?
Yeah.
NATO kept, like, France and England and Spain always used to fight all the time. They don't fight anymore because of NATO.
Right.
So it's like that's not a tough neighborhood anymore. You know what I mean? That's not a bad neighborhood anymore in the world.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
So you think the Middle East is the roughest part of the world, huh?
Me personally, yes.
Yeah.
I
So
think the Middle East is the roughest
so
neighborhood.
why do you come to that conclusion? Like what about is it like Bin
Because
Laden or
I mean,
the
like
Taliban?
they're always fighting with each other. Like Pakistan and Afghanistan are on the
They got
verge of
into
war
it?
right now.
I
No, they're
thought
on
they
the
were
verge.
already fighting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can never tell when they stop or when they start because they're always
Yeah.
fighting. But
The
Pakistan,
Pakistan said they killed some Taliban leaders, commanders or something yesterday. So yeah, they're into it. But those aren't they? They're kind of like Arab Patels, right? Pakistan, they're Patel Arabs. I don't know. So
look, I'm gonna put the poll up. They're gonna poll. The poll. Everybody take that poll that I just put up.
take
But
that.
yeah, that takes a whole new meaning now. But yeah. Salute everybody, man. Hit the like button, sponsor the show, subscribe, take the $5 challenge, support the channel, man. Sponsor the programming.
It's
That we
gotta
do.
be the cradle of civilization. The worst part, like it's gotta be the cradle.
Cradle. All right, let's see this. Here we go.
Israel has launched preemptive airstrikes against the Islamic Republic of Iran, going after a variety of positions inside the country. Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz declaring a special state of emergency across the country. Just moments ago, air raid sirens were sounding here in Israel's second largest city of Tel Aviv and across major population centers here in the Middle East, warning civilians to stay close to protected areas, to bomb shelters, understanding that in the minutes and hours ahead, Israel may come under direct Iranian attack. We are getting a new statement from Israel's Defense Minister, Israel Katz. He says, in part, the state of Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran. Defense Minister Israel Katz declares a special and immediate state of emergency across the entire country. The state of Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran to remove threats to the state of Israel. As a result, a missile and UAV drone attack is expected against the state of Israel and its civilian population in the immediate time frame. Remember, there has been an ongoing U.S. military buildup across the region for the past 2 months. The world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is now just off the coast of Israel, near to the northern city of Haifa. You have the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group in the Arabian Sea, a variety of U.S. destroyers in locations across the region. And of course, U.S. fighter jets, not only here in Israel, but also in places like Jordan. You heard just last night President Trump talking about what he prefers, a peaceful and diplomatic path that was offered to the Iranians, understanding, though, that they have been incredibly difficult in the past to reach agreements with. And while the president sent his negotiators to the region, to Oman, and then ultimately to Geneva, Switzerland over the past month, both U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner, ultimately the coordination was happening at the highest level, we understand, between the Americans and the Israelis if a decision was made to launch.
So what part do you blame Iran? Like, it seems like you just feel like they're like victims or something. Like they, like
it feels like they're being aggressed by Israel, and as a result, us. It feels like Iran's on the defensive. What
what
has
about
Iran
people
done that is
that
offensive to what is Iran? Even you said it. Iran is not a threat to us. You said that a second ago.
No, they're not a threat to us militarily, but with all the other shit that they do, like
What are they doing?
Well, they're trying to get weapons. They're trying to get nuclear weapons. What do you think they get nuclear weapons for?
I mean,
You
that's
think
what they set up
you
by
think those
Iraq.
Arab people use that shit?
But that's what they say. They be lying to us all the time, right?
So you think that this all? You think that you think that they just lied on these people? These people.
I think Israel is trying to destabilize Iran to gain a stronger foothold in the Middle
But
East.
what if Iran is really like just like look what they do to their own people? Look what Iran does to its own people. It's like it's kind of like if the people aren't white, they get the benefit of the doubt.
No, look, listen. To your point, who gives a fuck what they do to their own people? Fuck them and their people, right? But why in the fuck do we like? Don't we have enough problems here, bro? Don't we have
Well,
enough shit going on here, shit to worry about here, than to fucking attack a country that doesn't fucking is not aggressing us, it's not a threat to us, and we're only doing
well,
it
I
because it
got you.
benefits Israel in
You're
their
saying they're not
agenda.
a threat, though. You're saying they're not a threat. You ain't never had somebody talk shit to you in school that you know you could whoop their ass. Like
So
that's what that's like.
let me ask you this question, because I wanted to ask you this before I forget. Would you feel the same way if it was a Democrat doing this, or you just feel like this because it's a Republican doing it?
No, I feel the same way because here's the thing: like Iran is since what 1979 when the Ayatollah Khomeini took over. It's been constant hostility with Iran over the years.
Because didn't we destabilize?
No, they took over. They took over the Shah. They had the Shah.
Right, because we put the Shah, and they were
Well,
pissed
it
off.
doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, but
they were a free society. They were like women was walking around in miniskirts and shit.
until the United States, the CIA destabilized their leadership, and the Shah came into power.
Yeah, but us destabilized. Like our CIA is. So you think we should just play a completely fair with everybody else and just let like we advanced our interests
No,
all
no,
over the
no.
globe.
We advanced Israel's interest, which I think you believe that it's our interest. You think Israel's interests are our interest because they're our friend in a rough neighborhood. Is that fair to say?
No, I believe some interests are ours. I'll give you that some interests are Israel, but you think 100% of the reasons we do everything we do is because of Israel?
I think in this
You know
example of
who we
Iran,
have daily fucking
Iraq and
people
Syria,
on?
I think destabilizing Syria, Iraq, and Iran is a part of Israel's agenda to gain a stronger foothold in the Middle East. It seems to be, right? Is that a point? It's one way to look at it, right?
I just think that your disposition on the issue, like you start from the basis of
Israel wants it done, so we're doing it.
no of like everything about anything anybody says about Arabs or Muslims is a lie.
No, I don't care. I'm indifferent to them, and either way, I'm indifferent to them. Like you said earlier,
Like
Iran
they're
is mean to
angels,
their people.
kind of like you kind of act like they're angels. Those people are,
No, no, no.
barbarians.
Back to your point earlier, though. I'm indifferent to them. If Iran is like the government is mistreating their people, that's their fucking problem, right? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Fuck them. If they're barbarians, let them be barbarians to each other, right? You just said they don't hold a candle to us, right? We keep hearing how they hate us because of our way of life, the Western, but yeah, here we are, all up in their shit, and that is true. We're all up in their shit. We have,
But don't you
eh,
think it's a reason? Don't you think
yeah,
that we see a
yeah. The
little?
reason is because
No,
Israel wants it.
but you said that they can't fuck with us militarily, right?
Yeah,
But
they can't.
what if they're what if they're going towards the direction where they could fuck with us militarily? As the stronger country, should we just watch them or should we stop them?
But again, that implies that they are there though, and they're not. They're not
No, I
there.
mean you don't even let them get
Do,
started.
do you know how? I mean, but
You
I
talking
mean,
about like that's the same as like, well, he didn't raise the gun or he didn't shoot him. Like you talking, it's the
I mean,
same.
look, our military. I wouldn't be shocked, and I don't know this to be true, but I wouldn't be shocked if our military budget was bigger than their entire budget. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. And
But we went into Iraq and we had to come out. We had to leave. We went into Vietnam. We couldn't. We had to leave. We went into Afghanistan. We had to leave. And all those countries are smaller than Iran as far as like everywhere we go into, we end up having to we end up having to occupy them, and then we end up in the occupation. They win because we'll occupy them,
well,
and then they
Afghanistan,
get
they
fucking
won.
dragged up.
Well, in Afghanistan, they quote unquote won because you can't fight against nature, right? Afghanistan is to be what it became, right? Because they said the Taliban took it over, not the next day that the Americans were gone. As the Americans left, the Taliban took over, right? Because that's the way it was supposed to be because of DNA, maybe, right? Um, I don't know, man. It just to me feels like our government could focus more on our nation as opposed to doing whatever Israel wants, I guess. But I mean, listen, if we don't have to agree on that either, you know.
Salute to D from Boston, man. Shout out to D from Boston. Shout out to Raw Rodriguez. He says in high crime areas, the people are downtrodden, dumbtrodden.
Such a strike. And
Who's winning in the
we are
world?
waiting to get additional information from Israeli and American sources to determine what exactly has taken place. But I'm going to give you all of the updates that we are getting in right now as we receive them.
The poll is 44%. Hold on. Where is it? It's 44% Middle East, 36% Sub-Saharan Africa, 18% Central America and Mexico, and 4% East Asia. So yeah, like everybody knows what's up, what it is.
I don't
We
get
understand.
how Africa's not. How is it not more
It's
dangerous?
36%. It's not like it's. I mean, it's 44 to
I
36.
would think it would be like 50%.
Because you're talking about danger. Like those Middle Eastern countries are more functional than Africa. Africa could never like bomb the U.S. or they could never go to war with a Western country.
Yeah, no
If those
doubt.
Middle Eastern countries can go to war, they're gonna lose, but they can go to
But
war with Western countries.
but you were saying that it's dangerous in and of itself, right? Not necessarily attacking us, right? Um, I would feel a lot safer in the Middle East than I would in Africa any day of the week, man. Wouldn't
Okay.
you?
Certain parts. I mean, just like Middle East.
Yeah,
certain parts.
like anywhere, yeah. But even with that said, though, I think it still applies. I'd feel safer in the Middle East, like if I was to go to where I don't know, anywhere except
But as
everywhere
an
that we
American,
destabilized.
West Africans kind of like idolize Americans. Arabians, they Middle Easterns, they have contempt for you. Like as an American, you go into Africa, man, you're almost like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Any American that goes to like Nigeria, you're just because you're American, wherever people you're around, you'll be a celebrity in that group.
Yeah.
In the Middle East, you're an infidel, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You're like,
I wonder how true that is, right? I thought about this recently. I wonder how true what you said is because I never been over there, right? But I used to always hear how Boston is racist, right? How Fenway Park is racist. I
yeah,
went, right? And I can't. Those were the nicest fucking gliders I have been in my fucking life.
yeah. Black people, but that's because black people ruin your reputation.
But
But
the point being for me is that yeah, I keep hearing how the Arabs hate us, and maybe they do, but I don't
that's
know.
not black people ruining the Arabs' reputation. So it's a well earned
Yeah,
reputation.
but our government does lie to us like a motherfucker though. They always lying to us.
No, they lied to us, but those people are still like ravenous wolves in this. Like like their religion, Islam, and all that shit.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah, they don't come to like be a part of your shit. They come to take over.
According to the transportation minister of Israel, that Israel has now closed its airspace to civilian flights. Again, this is a precaution, understanding that the Israelis now are bracing for a variety of incoming possible ballistic missile and UAV attacks against their country. Remember, we were reporting here live during the 12-day war last June as the Israelis and the Iranians exchanged blows. And the Iranians have the ability to launch ballistic missiles. They take about 12 minutes to get to Israel, and they can cause significant damage to major population centers here. We also know that Israel has a variety of air defense systems at its ability, and some of those include the short-range systems, the Iron Dome system, the Arrow system, and also David's Sling. You also have Patriot missile defense systems and THAAD systems provided by the Americans that were deployed here in preparation for the possibility that a decision was made to strike Iran, understanding that there will be a response, as we saw over not just during the 12-day war, but also when the Israelis and the Iranians in 2024 exchanged blows 2 separate times in the spring of that year and also in October of that year. Again, if you are just joining us right now, we are reporting live from the Middle East, where Israel has made a decision to launch preemptive airstrikes against Iran amid the backdrop of a massive U.S. military buildup across the region. A special state of emergency has been declared across Israel. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, is urging all civilians to head to bomb shelters immediately. And again, I do want to bring in John Scott right now, who is going to continue with our reporting here. John, what do we know about the situation stateside?
Well, it's obviously coming as a great surprise to a number of people here in the U.S. We thought that with the vice president still heading over to the Middle East, that there would be further diplomacy before there was any kind of an attack on Iran, Trey. But obviously, the Israeli attack seems to suggest that the United States will be ready with that massive amount of firepower that you were talking about to continue hammering the Iranians. That is yet to be determined, yet to be confirmed by the U.S. State Department or the Department of War. But it is certainly in the offing, or so it would seem. Now, we're looking at, smoke rising over Iran. Do we know yet, Trey, the extent of the attack that the Israelis have launched?
Right now, it's not clear the extent of the attack that the Israelis have launched, but we do anticipate we'll get more information in even the minutes ahead. As this is developing, we understand that there is a change in the Home Front Command guidelines in Israel and a decision to shift all activities for the civilian population to essential only. Not only is the army on high alert along with air defense systems, but also you have a situation where the country has now shut down its civilian airspace, again, in preparation for the possibility that missiles or drones could be fired at Israel in a matter of minutes. John, stateside, where the president is this weekend, what do we know about President Trump's schedule going into the weekend here? We know he is in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, and obviously we know that he recently had that meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. There was also that warning to U.S. personnel in Israel to evacuate the country as long as they were non-essential. But I think a great many people will be surprised at the timing of this attack, especially coming as it appears to have in daytime. Generally, the Israelis and the U.S. launch these attacks at nighttime when they think they've got the element of surprise. Is it the case, Trey, that these first Israeli attacks fell during daylight hours, or was it pre-dawn there in Iran?
Yeah, we understand that these were strikes that took place during daylight hours, which, as you noted, is a very rare decision to be made by the Israelis or the Americans. Again, we don't know anything about American involvement yet, if there was any sort of coordination. Again, we do know there was coordination in preparation for possible strikes, but we are simply waiting to get any updates from the Trump administration about what has taken place this morning. As you note, though, there are images that we are getting from Iran, just east of the capital of Tehran, showing smoke rising from the horizon. And what we know, though, from the past, and this is very important information, is that both the Israelis and the Americans, but primarily the Israelis, went after air defense systems back during the 12-day war. And this likely has given the Israelis now more freedom of movement in the skies above Tehran and major areas of Iran, understanding that many of those air defense systems were taken out. Now, we do know that a lot of them were replaced by Chinese systems. They also had Russian S-300 systems, some of which were destroyed, again, by the Israelis over the past year. But when you think about the amount of damage that was caused during the 12-day war, not only with the Israeli strikes, but also President Trump ordering the strikes back in last year, of June of last year, against the Iranian nuclear facilities during Operation Midnight Hammer. The Iranians suffered major blows during the summer of last year, and they have been trying to rebuild their military. And according to President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, their nuclear program as well. And that's a part of the reason these recent buildup was taking place and new strikes were under consideration. But when we understand what the current state of the Iranian military looks like and the threat, we kind of have to break it down in a number of different areas. The nuclear threat and the understanding is that Iran was never able to reach a nuclear weapon. What they do have, though, is twofold, and it's incredibly worrisome to both the Americans and the Israelis. They have a medium-range ballistic missile program, and recent estimates, according to an intelligence source that I spoke to this week, are somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 medium-range ballistic missiles that could hit a country like Israel. They also have thousands of short-range missiles that could hit U.S. bases across the region. And that is part of the reason that you saw so much movement at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, for example, in Kuwait, in other areas. It's the reason that you saw the partial evacuation of U.S. missions in the region, allowing non-essential personnel to leave, to go home. We saw just less than 24 hours ago the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem making that announcement for their non-essential staff. And so the foundation was being laid here in preparation for strikes. We didn't know how they were going to unfold. But again, the latest information that we have, if you are just joining us right now, Israel has launched preemptive strikes against Iran. Smoke is seen from the capital of Tehran.
All right. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, these people, I don't feel bad for those Arabs, man. They start a lot of shit, man. We're America, man. You can't fuck with us. I don't know why we have to be apologetic for this. That's that liberal shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them people, man, over there. Fuck those people. They ain't nothing but a bunch of savage slave traders anyway. All they're gonna do is if they take over America, all they're gonna do is turn us all into slaves. They're gonna turn us all into slaves, man. If Arabs took over, they would turn us all into slaves, man. Fuck those people, man. The hell with those people, man. We're gonna now that this is going on and more stuff, man, we're gonna have to come back tomorrow, man. We're gonna have to come back tomorrow, man. Well, my kids, I don't know. They might be in the house tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, but we'll come back tomorrow, man. I'll try to take a nap right now. I gotta wake up in the morning, make breakfast, and I got a lot of shit I gotta do in the morning. Any final? Oh yeah, well, Vic is gone. All right. Great show, guys. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Subscribe.